hindi ko kasama, talagang pinapaiwan. Siyempre sa teammate ko, kay Boyet, kay Wilson, kay Trix, Robert, saka kay Coach, maraming salamat. Kasi nung season 2, hindi pa naman ako sobrang mature. Kala ko parang wala lang. Parang may sponsorship lang na ganyan talaga. Kunyari, palagi na sa office, 8 hours, maglalaro ka.
Go to BSB!
Lumawak yung isip ko sa paglalaro and sa mga nakapaligid. Kaya mas pinag-iigihan ko mabuti. Maraming kailangan trabahuin. Pag kailangan mo ng ganito, pag gusto mo yung ganito, tatrabahuin mo.
May mga masayang times, may mga bad times, and yung mga experiences na yung humubog sa akin, na yung mga dadalhin ko this MPL Season 6 para mas maging better pa ako and yung team namin. As long as may Venus sa Onyx, hindi basta-basta matatalo ang Onyx. Na nangangarap maging isang magaling na computer programmer. Bata pa lang talaga ako, mahilig na ako sa mga computer games. Pangarap niya din talaga maging pro player. And luckily, nakamit ko yun sa Mobile Legends. Hindi ko naman talaga na-imagine na makakapasok ako ng MPL. Talagang sinubukan ko lang, at talagang sinubukan lang ng team namin. Pinakamahirap na challenge na binato sa akin ng buhay is yung pagiging gay ko. Kasi sobrang hirap. Di ko alam kung paano ko yung sarili ko sa society. Especially sa ML community. May natatakot ako kung anong kakalabasan or kung anong masasabi sa akin ng mga tao. Mas madami pa din talagang supporter compared sa mga basher or sa mga nag-judge sa akin. I mean, mapakita ko yung sarili ko, tapos mahalin ako ng mga tao. Sobrang saya lang talaga. Laging first impression nila sa akin. Lagi nila sinasabi sa akin na mukha akong masungit, mukha akong intimidating, ganyan. Hindi naman talaga. Kasi si Venus talaga, masiyahin talaga, lalo na pag nakabanding mo. Ang pinaka nag-inspire talaga sa akin para mas galingan ko pa is yung family ko talaga. Kasi gusto ko talaga silang tulungan, especially yung mother ko. Masasabi ko na natutupad ko na yung pangarap ko pa konti-konti. Siguro ang pinaka natutunan ko as a pro player is hindi ka laging tama. Matuto kang tumanggap ng pagkakamali mo and matuto ka rin makinig sa ibang tao. Pag naging totoo ka sa ibang tao, mas nakukuha mo yung trust nila, mas pinagkakatiwalaan ka nila, mas pinaniniwalaan ka nila. Especially as the captain of Onyx PH, para mas makinig sila sa mga decisions ko and sa judgment ko in game. Kung magpapakatotoo ka, mas madaling mabuhay, mas madaling maging masaya. And mahirap kasi magtago sa isang shell. Pakita mo lang sa tao kung ano at mamahalin ka na nila doon.
Dahil buhay na si Green, yung pinaka-problema na natanggal nila, bumalik na naman. And grabe yung
Nagsimula yung career ko nasa Ops Gaming. Kakampi ko sila, Sire, Chakno, tapos si Cap1. Unang qualifier ko nun, hindi kami nakapasok. Nalaglag kami sa qualifier ng Season 4, nung BSQ pa ako. Piniyam ako ni Zico na wag daw ako mag-alala, makapasok daw ako ng MPL. Tinupad niya naman yung pangako niya na kukunin na ako. Tapos yun, siyempre, grinab ko yung opportunity na makapasok sa MPL. Onyx PH ako, madami ako natutunan nun, lalo na sa mga pagkatalo namin. Last championship sa Pulang Heart Ring kasi lamang namin ang 2-0. Tapos naudlot yung pagkapanalo namin. Hindi nga ako masyado napagsalita nung after na yun. Hindi din agad ako nakalis ng stage. Historical sana yung pagkapanalo namin kasi straight from quali kami tsaka rookie sa MPL lang. Tapos yun, sayang. Kailangan na naming maghiwalay kasi di na gano'n nag-work yung communication namin. may mga players na hindi na din katulad ng sama namin dati. Siguro kasi parte din yun ng pag-iiwalay. Siyempre, nung nagkaroon ako ng opportunity nung kinuha ako ng Sunsparks, grinab ko yun kasi kailangan kong magkaroon ng new journey. Sobrang laki ng pinagbago nung nag-champion na ako sa MPL kasi finally na-prove ko yung sarili ko na kaya ako mag-champion sa PH kasi yun talaga yung pangarap ko. Haters ko na-prove ko sa kanila na hindi ganun kababa yung laro ko. Sobrang motivated ko din kasi i-prove yung sarili ko sa sobrang daming hate na na-receive ko ng Season 4 and sa M1. Masarap sa pakiramdam kasi nalaman ko kung bakit sila yung champion. Ibang-iba yung feeling pag sila yung kalaro. Sobrang goods lang maglaro. Yung good mood lang ba, kalmado lang sa laro, nagigilaan lang pataas, ganun. Ngayon naglo-look forward ako na mag-champion sa ibang bansa. Yun naman yung tinataha ko ngayon na goal. Dito ko natutunan maging kalmado. Especially kasi yun yung naturo sa akin ng mga ka-teammates ko sa Aura PH. Hindi lang pala siya basta game. Nabibuild din dito yung kumpiyansa mo, yung attitude mo. Lahat ng positive pwede mong matutunan din para sa Mobile Legends.
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
Hi guys, I'm Shinbu.
At ako naman si Manji.
At kami ang Manjibu Tandem.
And this is the MPL Meta Dive.
Kung saan pag-uusapan namin ang mga napaka-importanting bagay at detalye sa paglalaro ng MLBB.
And for episode 1, papakilala namin sa inyo ang Sanctuary Lord.
Ayun na mga kaibigan, the Sanctuary Lord, one of the biggest objectives sa paglalaro ng MLBB. This guy here actually works much like a minion din naman tulad ng Lancer, Infantry at Cannon, but you have to fight him first, no? Before he will join the fight for you. Ayun ang pinakamalaking bahagi ng Lord para sa inyong team, no? This Lord, upon taking him, upon fighting him, will be joining you in pushing a lane. Makikita niyo dito sa ating screen, ladies and gentlemen, that the Lord here has joined the red side team in taking the push against the inhibitor turret of the blue team.
Kaya nakikita na nga natin na ang red side ay ginagamit na ang Lord sa kanilang pag-push. Ang tanong, paano nga ba nila nakuha yan? Saan at tuwing kailan mo makukuha ang Lord? Napakadali lang naman ang sagot. Ang Lord po ay lumalabas either sa taas na part ng jungle or sa babang part ng jungle. Every 9 minutes within the game, magsuspawn ang level 1 na Lord. Ngayon, ang tanong, kukunin mo ba mag-isa o kukunin yung 5? Depende sa kalakasan ng team nyo yan. Kailangan nyo lang mag-ingat kasi ang Lord ay merong mga skills. Yung una dyan ay yung Cudgel Spin at yung pangalawa naman ay yung Tidal Burst. Again, pag napatay nyo yung Lord, nag 9 minutes na, every 4 minutes ng laro, nag-e-enhance yan. Ang tanong, paano pag hindi nyo napatay ng 9 minutes? Kapag nag 12 minutes, biglaan siya magre-respond mag-isa. Magpapalakas siya, kumbaga. So, kada Lord na kada kuha nyo ay lumalakas.
Kaya naman hindi lang basta pagkuha ng Lord ang kailangan mong konsiderahin. There is of course the damage, the execution spell, and also the positioning. All of which that results to you in taking the Lord, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, after the Lord has been slain, you can have the Lord fight for you na nga. Wherein you can encash and of course lead your team to victory.
Bibigyan kita ng example, Kuya Shin, ng isang napakagandang play na ginawa dito ng Sunsparks laban sa Onyx sa Grand Finals ng MPL Season 5. Pakabuhay lang ni Creed dito at kinukuha na ni Nakiel BJ ng mga kampi niya yung Lord tapos gusto nang i-contest ng Onyx. Pansinin natin na nandito si kaibigang Wise sa base at alam nila na lugi ang Onyx dito. Pero titignan natin dito dahil polado na si Kiel BJ, si Greed, sinubukan niyang kunin si Dilar Axel. Pero kung titignan mo si Greed, guys, ayan, kung nakikita niya kulay pula, nag-decide siya na wag na lang natin kunin yung Lord. Psychoin na lang natin yung kalaban and let's play mind games with the Lord. Dahil kung mapapansin nyo, mag-zoom in yung camera dito sa base and kinuha na ni Grid yung opportunity dahil alam niyang naglo-Lord yung mga kalaban niya. Sabi niya, why not tapusin ko na lang since nasa Lord sila. So, with that, with that in mind, one thing to take note sa nangyaring play na yon ay ang Lord po ay hindi lang basta-basta pwede mong makunin, pwede mo rin siyang gawing bait or pwede ka mag-strategize ng kahit anuman sa pagkuha ng Lord. Ganon yun, kaimportante. Hindi yun mangyayari, hindi mangyayari ang victory ng Sunsparks kung wala yung Lord attempt na kinuha nila.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The very basics of information pagdating sa Sanctuary Lord and of course sa mga advanced tactics that revolves around the Lord of Fight. I am Shibu, the one for an eye.
At ako naman si Manjin at kami ang Manjin Bu Tandem. I hope na magamit nyo yung mga strategies na yan sa mga future rank games nyo or sa mga normal games nyo lang. Once again, this is the MPL Meta Dive.
Hi guys, I'm Shinbu, the one for an eye.
At ako naman si Manjin.
At kami, ang Manjin Bu Tandem.
And this is second episode of MPL
Meta Dive. Kung saan ang pag-uusapan natin ay ang meta.
Meta.
Meta, tol.
So ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin niyan? Sa mas pinadaling salita, kada laro ay meron tayong mga sikat or mga umuusong strategies na madaling gawin para manalo.
No? So, the biggest indicator of the meta, or alam mo yun, parang impacting ng meta, would be of the patch.
Patch notes.
Presented to us in the patch,
Patch
notes.
notes.
But presenting the patch notes to you, usually it is divided into 3 segments. No? You have a buff, meaning pinalakas. You have the nerf, meaning pinahina, and you also have some adjustments. No?
Ang magandang talakayin natin dito ay ano-ano nga ba yung mga usong metas per season. Simulan ko na.
Simulan mo na,
Per
Tol.
season ng MPL Season 1, favorite hero ng lahat, Fanny. Bakit? Kuya Shinbu, siya lang ang may pinaka-unique na kit sa lahat. Mabilis yung rotation, mabilis nakaka-response, and malakas din yung damage.
I would describe Season 1's meta, aside from the funny, as a meta or a season of kills.
A season of
Kung
kills.
saan napaka-popular ang mga assassins at
Oo.
hindi ganun kasikat ang mga support. Actually,
talaga.
walang pumipili ng support para
Oo.
Manjin, di ba?
So, ayun nga yung Season 1. Question, ano ba yung naging meta ng Season 2?
Of course, the Season 2 meta, paring Manjin, has been characterized of the buffs that was done on the front line and the direct nerfs doon sa mga assassins ng Season 1. Isa sa mga pinakamalaking indicator ng naging meta for Season 2 compared to Season 1 would be of Selena and Kimi.
Yes.
Because they can dish out good damage
Yes.
from a very safe distance.
So, meron kang damage ng Kimi na simula hanggang malayo pa lang. Tapos, meron kang 3-second arrow stun.
Yes.
Na nagmula sa Selena, na ikaw na rin nagsabi, pwede ka magtimpla ng kape. Kada tatamaan ka ng bana ni Selena. And isa yun sa mga naging paraan ng team ng Signal Ultra para manalo ng
Oh.
championship. With that, Kuya Shinbu, after Season 2, nag-evolve na naman yung game. Pumasok yung Season 3.
Nung Season 3, nagkaroon tayo ng kakaibang approach na naman sa meta. Mas lalo ulit binawasan yung damage ng mga burst heroes natin. At din, mga team fights ay mas mahahaba.
Matatagal,
Oo,
oo.
matatagal. Kasi talagang ang taas na naman ulit ng mga buffs and changes pagdating sa prolonged team fights in the form of fighter.
And mind you, dahil doon sa mga fighter setup at mas matatagal na laban ng mga teams, parang mas naging safer din yung laruan ng mga teams. Mas natuto na sila mag-objectives.
Yes.
And pinakita yun ng Archangel.
Yeah.
Look at this. Ang baba ng score nito, 10 minutes, pero ganyan lang, 12-2. Medyo
Yes.
stamp na kasi to. Pero nung mga
Oo.
bandang early, medyo safe ang laruan nila. You know what, Kuya Shinbu, since siningit mo na yung mga supports, papasok na tayo sa meta ng Season 4. Ano pa ba ang mga kit ng supports na nagpapaganda rin sa kanila? Yung kanilang mga battle spells. At isa sa mga battle spells na gamit nung Season 4 ay ang best battle spell. And look at this, the Arrival battle spell. After na pumasok yung battle spell na yan with, actually playoffs din ata, nagkaroon ng update yan eh. Yan din yung naging game changer sa buong playoffs.
Oh, and again, I just also want to characterize that Season 4 revolves more on the macro.
Macro playstyle.
Meaning, kinokonsidera na yung iba't ibang bahagi ng mapa. Again,
Season 5, I think, nagkaroon ng parang pinakasikat na meta. And unti-unti na rin natututo yung mga players natin from ranked games and yung mga other teams na, ito yung gagawin natin itong meta. Ang tinatawag nating funnel strategy. At natutunan ng mga players na, paano kaya kung ibigay natin sa isang hero lang? lahat ng jungle camps. Makakakuha kaya siya ng mataas na levels kaagad? Makakakuha kaya siya ng napakalakas na power spike kaagad? At dahil nangyaring natutunan nila yon at tinanong nila, yun yung naging strategy.
Ngayon lang talagang Season 5 nagkaroon ng emphasis on getting that one hero to be really fed and become strong in leading your team to victory.
Ganon na nga, guys, nag-evolve ang meta sa buong 5 seasons ng MPL.
Well, that has been the meta review for all our 5 seasons, ladies and gentlemen. And tama nga paring Manjin, things are just getting more and more exciting and legendary for the ongoing meta of MLBB. Once again, kami yung naging host for this segment. I am Shibu, the one for an
At ako naman si Manjin, and magkita-kita tayo sa susunod na episode ng MPL's Meta Dive.
Hi guys, I am Shibu, with the one for an eye.
At ako naman si Manjin.
At kami ang Manjin-Bu Tandem.
And welcome muli sa MPL's Meta Dive, kung saan this episode, we're gonna teach you the basic fundamentals on how to win.
So, huwag na natin patagalin to. Let's get into the very first consideration, which is the hero pool. Bagay na bagay actually, paring Manjin, na maging unang bahagi ito of our discussion kung paano manalo. Kasi ito yung pagpili mo eh.
Oo.
Di ba? Ano ang pamato mo, di ba?
Oo.
Sino ang gusto mong gamitin? And the thing about hero pool, no? Just a quick discussion. Alam niyo na yan, napakaraming heroes for MLBB. But what hero, which hero, or heroes fits your playstyle? Ano ba gusto mo?
Like for example, Shinbu, ako favorite ko yung mga heroes na laging nasa likod at laging safe. Medyo bida-bida kasi ako minsan. Kaya gusto ko yung mga marksman. Tawag ko marksman Jin sa sarili ko. So favorite ko ang Kari, favorite ko ang Kimi. By the way, just to remind everyone, kada hero ay merong level ng difficulty.
Yes.
So kapag start mo pa lang ng Mobile Legends, ay meron ka mga beginner heroes na beginner friendly gamitin. Kumbaga, madali lang pindutin. We have Mia, we have Layla, di ba, sa mga umpisa, Saver.
Oh, so fundamentally, ladies and gentlemen, again, ang pagpili ng hero is your very first step talaga
There you go.
into getting that win for MLBB. Kasi yun yung una mong pamato eh.
Yun na nga.
And it is very broad. Napakaraming discussion with regards to heroes in terms of class, in terms of difficulty of use. Pero the bottom line is you have to choose.
Siyempre, after mong mamili ng heroes, pasok na tayo sa susunod nating discussion.
Setting up the emblems.
Setting up the emblems. Kapag naglalaro ka, siyempre, meron tayong mga tinatawag na talents and emblems na pwedeng magpalakas sa sarili mo. At pwede rin makatulong sa game mo.
Yeah, pero hindi lang basta dagdag stats or numbers ang binibigay din ng mga emblems, mga kaibigan. There are also some aspects of your hero and with regards to gameplay na naapektuhan din nila.
Papasok tayo dyan, Kuya Shinbu, dahil gusto ko lang din i-remind ang everyone na per emblem, meron ding mga designated roles kasi ang mga
Oo,
heroes
totoo
natin
yan.
na pwedeng makatulong sa'yo sa pag-set up ng emblem.
Now, for the progression of your MLBB account, kailangan mong ipag-ipunan ang pagbuo ng mga emblems mo. Again, you need a magic dust and gold and even emblem fragments to get access through this. So, hindi lang basta hero din ang gusto mong pag-ipunan using your battle points, but also your emblem.
Papasok tuloy tayo ngayon sa patch notes na
notes.
naman.
Yan.
Which is napag-usapan natin last episode, yung tinatawag nating meta. Siyempre, alam mo na yung hero mo, alam mo na rin yung emblem mo, pero baka mamaya may binago pala.
Yun, nagbabago yan. Pwede magbago yan.
Kailangan mong i-take note, sino-sino ba yung mga heroes na binuff,
Yes.
na pinalakas? Sino-sino ba yung mga heroes na ninerf, pinahina, at meron bang mga binago? And all of that, you will take in consideration. So ayun nga, Kuya Shinbu, nakuha mo na yung hero mo, emblems mo, and nakapag-prepare ka na. Ngayon, ano ang gagawin mo entering the game? Yan ang question. Ang sa pinakauna dyan, checklist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Target mo siya.
Oo.
Activities inside the game.
Oo. Ay, depende din kung sa composition nyo at depende rin
Sa
again,
hero.
sa hero mo. So, at ang pinaka-favorite kong checklist sa lahat, Kuya Shinbu, lagi ko to kinikip in mind. Baka makatulong din sa inyo. Kailangan meron ka nung sure win mindset.
Dapat
Yan.
sure win lagi.
Dapat sure win lagi.
Oo.
Oo.
Pero again guys, this is just a sample checklist for you. What we want to emphasize, you can create your own checklist. A very clear example of the checklist is also of that thing with the Claude dati. Yung timers ni Claude.
Oo.
Diba? Na by this, like around 4 minutes,
makuha mo na yung item mo.
4-minute mark or 4 minute and 30 seconds mark, dapat 2 core items ka na kay Claude. Okay.
Dapat preparado ka din pagdating sa drafting
Eto na.
phase.
Pero syempre, what we want to present to you here is, of course, the utility or technique that is counter-picking. No?
Yes.
One of the techniques na pwede mong gamitin talaga during drafting, ang pagka-counter-pick. This is the act of choosing a hero with regards to whatever hero was chosen din ng iyong kalaban.
Yep.
No? Accordingly with your team composition and again, against the enemy composition, then you have mastered counter-picking and get a nice tactic that leads you into winning your MLBB match.
Para maging sure win ka.
Sure win no?
At para makuha mo yung mga objectives, meron lang tayong i-remind para sa ating mga audience. Huwag maging toxic.
Ah.
Kailangan pa ba natin i-explain? Friendship mo?
Mga kaibigan. It's about the
Basic
mindset,
naman,
no?
oh.
Kasi, gaya nga ng sinabi ko, no? One of the key factors nga, na binanggit natin kanina, is to make the right decision. Siyempre, kung hindi ka toxic and you have a clearer mind, then you make the right decision. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
At doon mo makikita kung ano ba sana yung mga dapat ginawa mo pa, o yung
Totoo.
ginawa mo rin mismo. And in that way, you learn.
Oo.
And again, every time you learn, doon ka talaga pinaka nananalo.
Minsan,
Kasi mas well-equipped ka pa eh.
Minsan pwedeng nananalo ka na ng nananalo kasi effective talaga yung naaral mo. Like for example, this one,
Gina G, mag-adjust itong player na to eh. Hindi toxic.
hindi toxic, hindi
Sherwin.
talaga. Nakapag-review and nakapag-adjust. Yun ang kailangan mong gawin.
Kasi
Oo.
dito mo makikita yung resulta.
Oo.
At ano pa yung mga kailangan mong gawin.
Oo.
Diba? On your next game nga. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been our episode with regards to our topic of how to win. Again, remember all those stuff that we've mentioned and of course further it na mas marami pang bagay. Ang importante is aim for that share win.
Yeah.
Sure win attitude. Mga kaibigan, ako si Shibu, the one for a night.
At ako naman, si Manjin. At kami,
Kami ang
ang
Manjin
Manjin
Butate.
Butate. Magkita-kita tayo muli sa susunod na episode ng MPL. Ito tayo.
At hindi po namin pinag-usapan yung suot namin ngayon, but pareho kami
Hindi talaga eh.
na we are going to be your casters, Rockhart and Butters. At ito, ang MPLPH Week number 5, Day 1 and regular season. Nagkaroon na tayo ng isang full circle
Yep,
at babalikan
we back.
natin ulit yung mga bagay-bagay na nangyari in the past. And right now, kung gusto bumawi ng mga favorite team mo, dun sa mga, alam mo yun, mga ka-group nila, it's more in the idea na now is the time to do it. Kamusta ka, Rockhart?
Actually, I'm doing great and very excited for today's matchup. I think this is going to be a very hot one.
Pero bago natin puntahan yung mga hot one, kailangan natin puntahan yung mga hot na mga sponsors natin. Siyempre, andyan yung official tournament telco partner Smart. Witness your favorite teams battle it out and apply the gameplays with your squad as Smart powers up your game with free games for all. Get up to 14 GB for Mobile Legends and Facebook Gaming for 7 days. Simply download the new Smart app and choose free games. Our official sponsor, Realme. For all your smartphone gaming needs, Realme has got you covered with the Smart Realme 6 series with an ultra-smooth display, fast charging, and powerful processors. Our other official sponsor dito, yung Gillette. Get free diamonds with purchase of Gillette's Mach 3 Razor, Vector 3 Razor, or Blue 3 Simple Force Pack and select pure gold doors nationwide. And actually, meron tayong partner ni Esports. Sino nga ba?
Yeah, partner esports PayMaya. Get 5% balik bayad when you purchase your gaming pins via PayMaya. The better way to pay. Promo runs until September 15. Our partner in esports, TikTok Live. Search lang MLBB on TikTok Live para makadali kayo ng mga legendary na prizes. And you can also watch us right there on TikTok Live. And our official gaming headset partner, Logitech G, here like a pro.
And we also have Montun na sila ang nagpa-power sa atin. This is all powered by Montun. And medyo nawala ako sa wording doon. Pero Rockhart, that's okay. That's a thing
So
of the
fine.
past. NXP versus Blue Fire. Last time they met, this was a 2-0 that
That's right.
favored NXP Solid. And this is the time na nakuha ng NXP yung momentum nila.
Yep, simulang-simula pa lang yun ha. So, ito yung mga times na hindi pa talaga magkakakilala ng mga team or at least in the league itself. Hindi pa sila nagkakaharap-harap. Pero, nakita natin all throughout 4 weeks of Mobile Legends Bang Bang na talagang meron ng rankings no? May mga rankings ang lumalabas sa ating leaderboard. So, tignan natin yun ngayon and I think you'll see dito ano pinagsasabi ko.
Speaking of leaderboards, Rockhart, tamang-tama yung sinabi mo. Here are your group standings for Group A and Group B. Now, take a good look, ladies and gentlemen. Magkagrupo ang NXP Solid at Blue Fire dito. 7 points ang NXP Solid, Blue Fire at 1 point. So that is going to be the thing na kailangan natin pag-usapan dito. It's all about the momentum game. And I think for NXP Solid, due to the fact na medyo nagkaroon sila ng onting mga setbacks these past few weeks, this is the time na pwede nilang kunin ulit yung momentum nila. And for Blue Fire naman, baka pwede nilang kunin yung momentum na hindi talaga nila nakuha all throughout week number 1 to 4.
That's right. I think sobrang laking bagay ng match na to kasi nag-start ng mahulma yung mga rankings natin at nagsisimula ng mangulelat ang Blue Fire. If they don't win here, it's gonna be a very hard climb in the last 3 weeks. Kasi ilan na lang yung laro mga lahati na tayo at NXP Solid, meron silang streak ngayon na kailangan nilang ibaliktad.
And that is really just going to be the exciting thing about this series kasi alam mo yung Blue Fire dito, init na tong mga to. Na nakita ko, medyo nagpalamig sila.
Medyo nga,
Medyo
nakita ko din
nagpalamig
yun
sila, pero Signal Ultra. The only reason why Signal Ultra is on top of BSB is because the first time they met, natalo nila yung BSB.
Very decisively, di ba? And I think malaking bagay yun na titignan natin in this coming week as well. Pero important later on is Bren versus Onyx na naman. Agahanap pa rin ang mga teams natin kung sino ba talaga ang tatalo ng series sa Bren Esports. Mangyayari din yan mamaya.
And remember, guys, madaming storyline na pwedeng mangyari dito at madaming storyline na papalibot dito. So, yung mga storyline for Bren and Onyx, mamaya natin pag-usapan.
Yep.
If you would look at NXP Solid and Blue Fire, what are the things na kailangan pagdaanan dito ng mga teams, Rockhard? I mean, I know you have a solid foundation sa pagkakaalam ng mga bagay-bagay sa mga team na to. What do you think NXP Solid needs para makuha uli yung confidence nila?
I think they just need to play like the way they played in week 1. I think it's a bit of a medyo may pagkakaiba yung paglalaro nila nung week 1 going into week 3 and week 4. I think it's going to be important to know what your strengths are.
Yeah.
And just keep going at it because nung nakita nating NXP Solid nung week 1 is just so crazy. It was fire, kumbaga, talagang red bulldozer na ready mang-araro talaga. So, I think kailangan ibalik ng NXP yon, and against Blue Fire, I think this is a perfect opportunity for them na makabalik dun sa form na yun.
And that is going to be the thing na kailangan abangan. I know a lot of fans are waiting for this, na bumalik. And the people have been talking the community has been talking na parang, gising, kailangan nyo na gumising ngayon. Kasi if you really want to be the best, right now, kapag nakabuo na tayo ng full circle, may isang circle na naman tayo pupuntahan. And if you really want to go through everyone, and now this is the time, I think na kailangan ng NXP Solid talaga sulitin yung mga bagay-bagay dito.
Yep.
As for Blue Fire, first circle na pinagdaan nila sa groups, not so good.
Mabigat yung... Ako, mabigat. Speaking of Blue Fire nga, no?
Speaking of Blue Fire dito, bago natin pag-usapan yung bigat, tignan natin yung A Minute to Meet Blue Fire.
Pinaka-memorable moment sa akin is season 2 ng MPL is yung nakapasok ako kasi yun yung nag-motivate sa akin para mas mag-strive better.
Nag-MVP ako nung first week of MPL. Bagong pasok pa lang ako sa Pro Scene nun.
Bago pa lang ako pero sisiguraduhin ko na magiging memorable sa akin tong season 6.
Nag-champion ako kasama yung Sunsparks. Maganda pa nun, compact yun. From 0-2 to 3-2. Ginamit ko lahat ng winnings ko para mapataas yung bahay na.
Sa mga nakuha kong pera sa MPL, sa personal investment ko, sa mga gusto ko na bili ko, tsaka yung kapatid ko na pag-aaral ko ng college.
Meron kaming veterano na hindi pa naaalis sa buong MPL. Yun yung aabangan nyo.
At ang sabi nila sa isa nilang interview, kalabaw lang daw ang tumatanda. Pero si Cripsu, kahit kailan hindi tatanda. Blue Fire roster, Secret, Chu, Unseen, Cripsu, Fuzaken, and Lims. Rockhard, what do you think about this team at ano yung gagawin nila?
Well, first of all, this team, I don't know kung nakapag-practice sila nung matiwasay nung ano nila, nung this over the weekend. Kasi may pagpalamig na naganap. Pero I think if that does anything, that will definitely help their morale. Like you said, I think we were talking about this. If that is what they need, they really have to do it.
And speaking of morale, ladies and gentlemen, syempre matutuwa ang mga teams natin kapag kasinuportahan nyo sila.
Yes!
So, on the upper right corner of your screen right now, meron tayong nakikitang QR code dyan. Just scan that with an app. Then,
QR scanner.
diretso kayo doon sa page ng team. You can like their page, you can follow their page, mag-comment kayo doon na, Kuya Fuzaken, galingan mo. O Kuya Unseen, galingan mo. Secret, pakita nyo na sa kanila kung ano ba talaga yung init ng Blue Fire.
Baka makita nyo pa yung mga beach picture nila doon.
Makita nyo yung beach picture nila doon. Tapos, kapag ka nangyari yun, it's more on the idea na baka makita nila at baka magkaroon sila ng panibagong bugso ng
bagong apoy.
Bagong apoy ng Blue Fire. Tandaan mo, mas mainit ang Blue Fire kaysa dun sa mga ibang fire.
Sa pulang apoy.
Sa pulang apoy. Scientifically proven yan.
Scientifically proven, my friend.
Yan. And right now, I think Lims is one of the main players para dito sa Blue Fire. I just think that Lims has so much to offer, pero hindi pa natin nakikita sa kanya yun.
Yeah, I think medyo nagkakaroon ng roadblock, kumbaga, para malabas nila yung tunay na potential nila. Maybe because of the mindset, like we said before, maybe they just needed to change that. So, titignan natin kung magagawa nila yun, because I really want to see this team at least try to put up a fight. Gusto ko magkaroon ng medyo malapit na bakbakan sa dulo ng bracket.
And etong team na to, paramdam ko, hindi naman kailangan na introduction neto. This is going to be NXP Solid. And with their roster, easy ka lang, Rockhard. Sorry. We have Chester, MB, H2O, Renny J, Yawi, and Gymnast.
So,
Ano?
Ano na?
Ikaw ako sasabi ko lang naman, nandyan naman yung QR code. Na-like mo
Oo
na ba?
nga,
yung page
na-like
nila?
ko na. Syempre naman.
Na-like mo na yung page nila. Ako din
Scan
na-like ko na yung page nila. Na-like ko na
Scan
yung page ng Blue Pair kanina. Na-like mo na ba?
Pati nga TikTok eh.
Oo, pati TikTok na-like mo na. Wait,
Pati TikTok po eh.
this team looked very promising nung mga first few weeks. They lost once or twice, pero yung moral nila hindi nagbabago. Kung ano yung pinapakita nila sa screen, kung ano yung angas na taglay nila, nakikita mo dun sa laro. But
Yep.
right now, things are not really working out for their side. What do you think happened here for the side of NXP?
I think they suffered some very heavy losses after nung first few weeks nila, di ba? They suffered some very heavy losses, and I think nagkaroon ng impact yun ng konti sa mindset nila. Maybe because their performance has not been what other teams have expected when you make a statement na kaya mo silang lahat talunin. Maybe because they failed to meet the expectations, kaya nagkaroon tayo ng konting slump. Pero I think napakadaling mag-reset mula dun eh. If there's a team that can do it, I think it's gonna be NXP. In this case, I think they can get back to their old form, especially if they get a 2-0 dito. Imagine mo, bro, maka 2-0 ka dito.
Oh, bro.
Oo, bro.
Oh, bro.
Di ba? Or, feeling ko pag naka 2-0 sila dito, they will definitely be on an upward trend. So I think it's important for them na panalo nila to.
It's important for them. And ako, napanood ko yung vlog ni Kuya Doggy. Sabi ni Kuya Doggy doon, wala, iibahin natin yung trading regimen natin ngayon.
Oh.
Walang kahit ano.
Walang kahit ano?
Walang kahit ano. Wala tayong makikitang kahit anong paglalaro.
Walang
Wala
TikTok?
Meron. Kasi
ko.
yun yung TikTok. Kailangan yung TikTok sa
Kailangan
buhay.
kailangan
Oo.
eh. No?
Pero alam mo yun, kumbaga, kailangan kasi i-reset ni Doggy yung mga bagay-bagay. So I think Doggy stepping in is one of the things na kailangan netong NXP Solid. I just feel that on the other side naman, Blue Fire, yung pagbalik ni Chu, yung nakikita natin si Chu ngayon sa bootcamp, that could actually mean something na baka nga naman yun yung pinagkulang netong dalawang team na to. So for NXP Solid, I think it's a tap in the back na, pre, kaya mo yan.
You got
And
this.
for Blue Fire, kailangan nila yung communication nila. And I think this is going to be very interesting kasi this is round number 2. Alam mo, last time na
Revenge din to, di ba?
Oo,
Revenge to para sa Blue Fire kung
if ever
sakali.
Blue Fire, di ba, manalo sila dito, this is going to be the revenge papunta dito sa NXP Solid. Pero NXP Solid, I don't think that they will let that happen.
No.
Pero alam mo kung anong papayagan natin mangyari?
Ano?
Yung pagpasa dito sa ating solo analyst. Shinbo, kamusta ka dyan?
I'm totally okay at maraming salamat sa ating mga kagalang-galang mga casters. And yes! Ako yung makakasama dito sa ating solo analyst segment. Should be the one for an eye bilang pangunang laban natin would be of Blue Fire versus NXP. Again, gusto ko lang ulit-ulitin yung binanggit ng mga casters natin that our regular season has come to a full circle. Ibig sabihin, naglaban na sila dati. And you'll be seeing the series of matches sa mga susunod pa nating mga araw at linggo na parang mauulit lamang yung mga laban. Pero ito na ang formally kalahatian ng ating regular season at dapat mas seryosohin palalo ng mga teams natin ang kanilang mga tutunggaliing laban. Let's go into the Blue Fire and of course NXP stats, ladies and gentlemen. There goes the bar. Kita nyo naman that despite some fumble at mga sunod-sunod sigurong pagkatalo, maaaring pagkakamali, and maybe some disappointments din sa side ng NXP dito, they still have the better KDA para syempre dito sa Blue Fire. Knowing that the Blue Fire is the one syempre sitting on the bottom of our running stats, and siguro may kaibahan lamang dito in terms of the first blood count, pero wala namang alam mo yun, parang hindi ganun kalayo yan. It's just one first blood count, ladies and gentlemen. And here's one thing, one of the key objectives ng laro that has been an outlier for successful teams compared to those teams na nag-struggle pa ay yung Lord Slain per game. One of the most iconic losses din mula doon sa NXP is because of them trying to really close out a game and not finishing or not having the discipline or maybe hindi nakaligtaan lang na mag-focus doon sa Lord. And you know, when it comes to losses, I actually appreciate it para sa mga teams natin kasi yun yung oportunidad ng mga teams para matuto. There's no surprise. It doesn't take a genius to actually break down this head-to-head. One thing is for sure, Blue Fire will come in as the underdog here against NXP. Now onto our player head-to-head, ladies and gentlemen, I think doon tayo mas magkakaroon ng interesting na numbers and na stats, and that would be of Kripzu and Yawi. This could be a battle between generations, with Kripzu running being a very veteran player na rin sa MPL. Nabanggit na nga rin sa kanyang minute-to-minute. Has been around the MPL. But right now, syempre, siguro kasama na rin sa kawalan ng group dito ng Blue Fire. Hindi ganun kaganda rin yung running stats dito ni paring Kripzu, sitting at the 49th rank ng ating KDA. Pero totally, do not expect so much sa mga tank players po natin, sa mga support players po natin pagdating sa KDA, pagdating sa paglalaro. Actually, kung mga ganitong head-to-head tayo, mas maganda kung ine-evaluate natin mga tank supports natin on other stats. For example, KDA, tapos in relation to their damage received. That is one. But look at the unique heroes used here by Kripzu. I think isa yan sa mga, or yan yung pinaka-interesting na numero ditong nakikita nyo ngayon. No? Number 6 on the unique heroes used. Is this a sign na hinahanap ba ni Kripzu kung ano yung pinaka-pwede para sa kanyang team, para sa kanyang mga teammates, or para sa mga laban? Or talagang ganun lang kawiling si Kripzu maglaro ng ganitong number ng heroes? I would account for a number, unique heroes pick sa isang player, average player for an MPL, would be running around mga 5 to 8 siguro, ganun, no? Pero wow, that is 9 already. And yeah, that is clearly above average na in terms of unique heroes use. So, there goes the matchup. You know, someone who is explosive, someone who is a veteran, hindi natin malaman eh. Kripzu actually has a memorable Hilda play. Pero ang hirap pa rin ma-evaluate talaga kung paano at kung ano yung contrast nitong dalawang players natin dito, between these two. Pero maganda sila bantayan because they are clearly playmakers para sa side dito ng kanilang mga teams. And not to mention, may kasama rin si Kripzu dito. Siguro maganda rin na ipagkumpara natin ang mga katulad ni Fusaken din at saka si Yawi. Ano is for sure, no? Talagang momentum game to sa bawat teams natin. Lalo na kung galing kayo sa sunod-sunod na pagkatalo. Sa mga babae natin dyan na, alam mo yun, may mga challenges sa buhay, ang hinahabol natin ay ang makabawi. Tingnan natin kung may bawi nga ba ngayon sa kalahatian ng ating regular season, ng ating mga teams, NXP and Blue Fire. At of course, ito ang ating mga casters. Ibigay niyo sa amin ng aksyon.
At ayoko ibigay sa iyo yung action, Shinbu. Pero sa kanila, pwede pa. But still,
Nakakabahan ako.
maraming salamat. Maraming salamat, Shinbu. And that is a very good point coming out from Shinbu. Actually, points. Pero I would like to put it in a way na parang, nasabi ni Shinbu eh, momentum game.
Momentum talaga, no? I mean, that's what it's all about here for NXP. To get a momentum, then keep grinding it. Kapag sumasakay ka lang. Kasi it's important for them. And the way that they play, the way that they win the games, pang mabilisan talaga, di ba? Like, panggulatan. And
Pananggulat. Pananggulat.
You wanna keep that going over and over again. And I think, ito yon, starting another new half. Starting the new half of Road to Finals na naman.
And right now, this is imperative. A win is imperative for the side of Blue Fire. Kasi right now, the points are looking grim. I'm not saying na talagang sure nang malalaglag dito yung Blue Fire. Pero it's a step in the right direction if they win now para ma-secure nila yung playoffs nila. Remember, guys, sa mga bagong nanonood dyan, dun sa group natin, may dalawang group tayo, Group A, Group B. Those groups consist of 5 teams. Now, the bottom team sa end ng regular season, sila yung matatanggal at 8 lang yung team na papasok sa ating playoffs. So, if ever gusto mong umabot sa playoffs na yon, right now for Blue Fire, you should be racking up those wins. And sa totoo lang, NXP solid dito, wag na natin i-sugarcoat. Okay, yung pakaramdam nila ngayon because the deficit is by 6 points. And to be honest, getting 2-0 wins sa dalawang series na magkadiretso, with the performance of Blue Fire right now, na hindi pa nila nahanap yung identity nila at nag-struggle sila, it's going to be really hard for them to pull that off.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard because considering na, practice, did they have enough practice? Do they have enough form? Because right now, 3 pa lang nakita ko sa kanila nag-ready pa yung iba. I think iba-iba yung mga ceremonies nila. So, they don't really look like, they look really sad, I don't know why. They look like a team that's just, it's licking their wounds, kumbaga. Diba? They're, ang tawag dito, trying to recover, galing pa sa ospital, na nagpapagaling and something like that. Kasi right now, they don't look like a team na umaapoy. Right? They don't have that, they don't look as confident. And I think that's important coming into this game. Kasi, like, I think I heard someone say this. They have nothing to lose basically at this point, right? It's going to be if you get 3-0 here, NXP tataas lalo they're gonna go to 10 points, and they're going to be on the upper half almost of the league. Samantalang sila naman, they need, actually hindi naman ganun kalayo eh. They should not feel this bad kasi hindi naman ganun kalayo yung agwat nila from the tie that's happening on the bottom of Group A, of Group B, which is PSB and Signal, right? So 6 points. Imagine mo pa mga 2-0 mo sila, you're gonna get to 4 points dito. And what's 4 points? Between 6 points, right? It's very close. So I think they should start getting into this mindset na we are still in this game. This is going to be the half that we will excel. I wonder though, kung sapat ba ang isang linggo para magawa yun?
Let's see. I mean, for Blue Fire dito, they do have 2 matches dito sa week natin na to.
That's right.
So, that is going to be, as you can see now, this is going to be NXP Solid. For NXP Solid naman, they have to take this 2-0 win para makuha yung 3 points na yon at makapag-pull over pa sila. Matulak pa nila palayo yung Blue Fire from actually taking their 4th slot dito at sila yung malaglag sa 5th. Now, sinasabi natin to kasi it is still a possibility. We're not really saying na we're counting out Blue Fire agad or NXP Solid, but the thing is, bilog ang bola eh.
Bilog ang
bola. Paminsan nasa taas ka, paminsan nasa baba ka. But right now, NXP Solid, they should be very careful into dealing with this. I know confident sila. I know they have this certain confidence. Napanood ko yung vlog ni Doggy. Sinabi nila kay Jay na hindi rin sila papatalo ng basta-basta.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
That is going to be the words of affirmation para kay Doggy from Rene J mismo. Na alam mo yun, kumbaga, ano yun eh, pangako mo yun na Boss Dogs, hindi kami matatalo basta-basta.
Yeah.
Or hindi kami matatalo talaga dito. So, NXP Solid, they're looking normal. That's good. Environment-wise, hindi mabigat. And you can see YOLO there, siya yung magda-draft dito. And whatever it is na hinanda nila YOLO dito, I know that it's with the guidance of the other people na nagpapatakbo pa netong Next Play Predator Solid.
They seem super confident as well. I mean, this is a big difference but when you look at the bootcamp live feed, diba? And I think that's where they excel. I think this is one of the strengths that they have, I think, ever since week 1, where sobrang lakas ng confidence nila. I think there's a big difference from the other teams who are just starting out, like Signal. Like, you can see it on their faces habang on game day, right? Like Signal, they don't seem as confident, especially BSB, na they're just very chill. These guys, sumasayaw pa sila on camera. Ganun pa sila confident, and I think, although the time that they did that, they did suffer a loss as well. Pero that goes to show, diba, na you can't put a team like this down. Agad.
Oh, kumbaga, if yung foundation is fun,
Oo,
it's still going to
Have
be
some
fun. And talagang ako naniniwala ako, fan service-wise, NXP Solid is one of those teams na kaya mag-deliver ng mga ganung bagay.
For sure.
We will be heading into the draft in just a bit, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, this is going to be very interesting. Kasi one of the factors tinitingnan natin is last time na nakita tong dalawang team na to, 6-ban setup pa tayo.
Matagal na nga pala yun, no?
Yung mga panahon na yon, nasa bahay pa tayo.
Yes, nasa bahay pa tayo.
But right now, things have changed and this is the first time na makakas natin to sa may studio. And syempre, yung 10-ban setup na tinatawag natin. How does this affect etong matchup na to, Rockard?
I think magkakaroon ng impact dito is yung hero pool. As usual, we keep saying this over and over again. Pero hero pool is something that's been a strength as well of Blue Fire. I mean, hindi sila masyadong nananalo, pero ang dami nilang pinipick na heroes din. Like, they're the only team that picks up Freya as well. Right? So, madami silang pwedeng gawin here. And on the other side, though, NXP is also difficult to ban out because they're also a team that likes to pick up the Carmilla. So,
alam mo, if I can be the devil's advocate dito, sabihin lang natin na ako talaga yun. And, can it be said, na kanina sinabi ni Shinbu, 9 unique heroes na napili dito ni Crypt. Is this really a thing about you drafting multiple heroes for your team, for your teammate? Or is it because lagi silang nilalagay sa isang lugar na alam mo yun, naiipit sila at napipilitan silang kumuha ng iba't ibang hero. Because that could be a possibility as well.
They're saying it's possible na parang sa sobrang natatalo sila sa draft madalas, they're being forced onto heroes na hindi naman sila talaga comfortable with. And they are forced to experiment on that. I mean, that's actually possible. That's actually a big possibility. Considering we haven't actually seen a solid lineup yet from Blue Fire. Ang problema sa Blue Fire is wala ka pa nakitang panalo sa kanila, which means wala ka pa nakitang lineup na talagang gumana. So, hindi yung pa alam kung sino ba talaga yung pinaka-main nila. Right? Unlike NXP that they have their really signature heroes, their identities where they really win with these heroes. Yaoi on the Kufra, right? Renegade on the Cho, on the Helkert. They keep winning with these picks. H2O on the Yisan Shin. Walang ganon.
Magaling pa.
Tsaka Ling,
Diba?
diba? So, walang ganon na masasabi ka for Blue Fire kasi nga wala silang win rate masyado.
Yeah.
So, maybe that's also one of the factors there. They keep trying something else. They keep trying to find their identities dito sa mga laban na to. And they're just not finding that footing yet.
And that is nag-iinit na to eh. They're ready to
Hindi
go.
pa din eh.
Handang-handa
Hindi
na
pa
sila.
yata to eh.
Itong next play solid, alam ko, revitalized na sila. Itong Blue Fire, alam ko, may ginawa din through over the weekdays.
For sure.
And ako, nakapagpalamig na tong mga to. Kung ano man yung hinahanap nila, kung nag-soul search man sila for that specific reason na makapag-relax bago bumalik dito sa MPL, who knows? This might be a new Blue Fire na tinitignan natin. But, ladies and gentlemen, as long as the stats stick with this certain setup for Blue Fire, mahirap magsalita for their side.
Mahirap nga. Kaya
I mean,
alam mo yung sinusubukan talaga natin.
Sinusubukan natin,
We're really trying to find a reason why they do the things they do. We try to find ways para ma-rationalize the decisions that's happening around Blue Fire. But there's no doubt about it that they really are in a bit of a slump.
Yes.
Mahirap i-work around yun. So,
mahirap kasi ipaliwanag yung 1 + 1 = 3 paminsan eh. So,
it doesn't make sense, right?
Well, we try to. We try to. Pero for NXP solid, I just think na tama talaga yung sinabi mo doon. It's more on the idea talaga na they suffered heavy losses all throughout. And ito kasi yung paniniwala ko eh. Kapag may mga taong nag-rally sa likod mo, sinasabi sa inyo na, gising, hindi ito yung kilala namin na episode. Kasi ako tinitignan ko din yung mga social media eh. Paminsan eh, kung paano sumuporta.
Minsan eh.
I mean, di ba, yung mga teams. Yung mga teams kasi minsan, friends din natin yan eh. Friends din natin yung mga yan eh. So, sinishare nila yung mga post nila. Makikita mo minsan yung mga comment na, gising, NXP, gising, hindi yan yung NXP na kilala namin. Yung NXP na kilala namin, mas malakas pa dyan. So, yun yung pulso ng community. And when the community tells you that, you know that they're expecting something out of you.
Yep.
And are you gonna draw that out? Kasi for other teams, syempre, medyo nahanap na nila yung nahanap na nila yung footing nila eh. Kasi kahit papano, it's a win-loss. They're not put in a slump that much. Pero for NXP solid, those are really the biggest losses na pwede mangyari sa kanila. And to be honest, that loss against Execration, yung game number 3, if they were a bit patient, it could have happened. Pero kasi nung nakita ko yung play, as in nilokba ko yung play, nakita ko si Yawi doon, sabi ko, kung maaabot ko din yung Farsa, tatalon din ako sa loob eh.
For most part.
Oh, di ba? Kasi parang
I think na-overanalyze na yung single clutch na yun sa baba for so many paulit-ulit
times
na eh. So, I think madami kang matitake away talaga dun eh.
Madami kang matitake away if you were a bit patient. Pero kasi, sila yan eh. At times, it's your judgment, and your judgment is sometimes going to be the biggest factor para dito sa ating mga live games na nangyayari. Sometimes, split decision making, yung nagiging problema. Sometimes sa draft. But who knows? For most of the part, naniniwala ako na these teams, si Pusakin may pinakita, but still, alam mo yon, it's going to be the draft now on. Nakikita niyo
sa phone nila, they're gonna go into the draft on. Ito na. Mainit.
Let's see how they will deal with this certain setup.
Yep.
Alam mo, 10-band setup, this is kumbaga, naniniwala ako na there is limited data din on Blue Fire kasi you don't really know kung ano yung nagiging successful sa kanila eh.
Yep, that's true. Wala pang sure. Wala pang sure na ano eh.
So, feeling ko ang gagawin dito ng NXP Solid, they would just ban out yung mga meta heroes na ayaw nila makatapat.
Probably. That
Diba?
would be the first thing I would do. I think looking for sino ba usually? Farsa, right? Farsa would be one of the top things that you would ban against Blue Fire. Maybe try to remove yung Claude, yung mga maasim na Claude. Madami tayong Claude nakita lately. And that's a hero na actually super gamit din ni Chu. In the previous season, we might see it here again. Especially if, like you said, like meta heroes get banned out against Blue Fire. So, we're in the draft. And let's go. See in Kufra already first. Uy, tanggal agad yung mga tanks. That's gonna be a pretty big deal here for Blue Fire.
And as expected, NXP Solid nga dito, ang ginagawa nila, tinanggal na nila yung Reynos dito. This is really just going to be the meta bans for their side. Pero for Blue Fire dito, they're adjusting. They take out Yawi's hero, Kufra, tapos tinanggal nila yung Selena ni Chester.
That's right.
So, there's a bit of a thing here na medyo pinapatay nila yung tempo ng NXP Solid dito sa pagkuha netong pagban netong mga heroes na to. Kasi tatandaan natin, meron pa ring lucky factor kasi ang Selena eh. Sometimes babato ka ng pana if it's in the right timing, right place, in the right time, may tatamaan kang isang malaking target, then that's going to be a kill for you.
Yep. Most of the time, actually, you would know that. I think it's very important to know that aside from Selena, Farsa din is one of the most highly contested supports here in this meta. Because I think it's so big that, especially if you're fighting against Chester, I think dapat iban mo yun. Pero I think bibigay yata na Blue Fire yung pick na yun kung sakali. Especially if NXP doesn't ban it out. Unless may tinatago bang Farsa plays ang Blue Fire na hindi pa natin nakita. Although, the times they picked Farsa before, I don't think it was as successful. I think that's gonna be something that they don't want to pick out right away. And Chu, I think magkakaroon tayo ng konting agawan in terms of the carries as well with a shared hero pool of Chu and H2O. That's gonna be, ano ba yung mga binibilang natin dito? Yung Lancelot, yung Yisan Shin, and I think yung Claude lang talaga yung nag-iisang hindi nila kailangan hindi lang ang tawag doon. Hindi sila magkakaroon ng agawan.
Blue Fire right now,
Farsa nga, yeah.
ano ang kukunin nila? They could go for a Thams. Khalid is there. Na alam natin, Secret naglalaro din ng Khalid to.
Yeah.
So they can just pick that up. Pero for NXP Solid, you're giving out a Thams. You're giving out a Yuzhong. To be honest, Blue Fire dito can go for a Yuzhong.
Yuzhong, oo nga, no? Hindi napansin si Yuzhong dito.
So pwede nila kunin to.
Okay.
For the NXP Solid, I'm actually thinking of a Khalid and a Thams. I think naglalaro sila doon just because there's a big emphasis on getting a good side lane. Kumbaga yung side lane mo kapag napatatag mo yan at hindi ganun kadali, sabihin natin tibagin or pauwiin, hindi nila makokontrol kasi yung mga turret sa side lane. So right now it's going to be the Yuzhong, the Thams, and the Khalid.
Yep, predicted yung mga picks na to, no? Ito yung mga picks na pinagsasabi.
When it's there,
that goes to show, diba? Ito yung meta picks. And they really are sticking to what is going to be meta. And that's not a bad thing. I think that's not a bad thing, especially considering Blue Fire right now. As much as possible, they will want to play comfort. Comfort sana, kung kaya, para sa Blue Fire. Kasi, if you can't find yourself, find yourself in your tournament, hanapin mo lang sarili mo nung ginagawa mo sa rank games. Paano ba ako nakadating dito sa MPL? Ano ba yung ginagawa ko dati?
That is true.
Subukan nating paganahin, malay mo.
Tingnan natin. Pero for Blue Fire dito, time is running out. Siguro Atlas at the Chango. Lancelot na, kinuha na nila dito. And they will go for the Chango. Okay. So, ang ganda na ng invade potential dito ng Blue Fire. Just because they got the Chango and that Lancelot.
That's a lot of pressure, no? That's a
lot of pressure. Pero
especially when taking buffs.
Pero kasi, ang nakikita ko dito, isang side gate pa lang yun na secure nila. NXP Solid, I like to adjust.
Yep, they are actually already on the Lolita. Meron kay Chang, i-block nga natin yung meteor shower mo ng isang malupit na shield. So, I think Blue Fire actually, they got something when they got the Lancelot. That's good. Pero it is almost a sure Yisan Shin for H2O, there's just no way that you don't take the Yi San Shin at this point kasi you want that map control, especially kung meron kang malilikot na hero tulad ni Lancelot, and may mga rotate na kanyon tulad ni Chang'e, right? That's what you want, and I think that maganda yung adjustment na ginawa ng NXP sa draft na to.
Usually kasi, ako iniisip ko dito, NXP Solid, if they ever think of getting a Ling, mahirap mag-Ling dito. Kasi nakikita natin yung usual trend sa ginagawa ng Ling is pinupuntahan sila lagi for that invade. Pero for Blue Fire dito, I don't really know the reason why. Well, it's their call. I'm not questioning it. Pero kasi, you have all the tools to actually invade that Ling.
Yep.
And for some reason, sinasabi nga na si Lancelot is actually a counter. Somewhat of a counter kay Ling. And it's not because
Espadahan
of... It's not because of the espadahan, the Thorn Rose, or pwede mag-dash.
Yep.
It's actually because of the reason na Thorn Rose equals retribution. Yun yung isa sa mga pinakamasakit sa ulong labanan for the side of Ling. Kasi hindi mo lagi sure kung papaano siya gagalaw or kung kailan yung tamang timing ng retribution mo kasi masyadong mataas yung damage burst dun sa buff at that point on.
Oh, that's true. I guess that's going to be a big deal. Now, actually, what I'm looking for here is Ling is going to be banned out. Nakakatawa kasi mention natin, nababan. So, I don't know. To-mention mo yung Ling na ban eh. So, it either gets picked or banned. So, good job up here.
Oo. Pero alam mo, YSS.
YSS.
Super system. pero feeling ko wag na eh.
Feeling ko wag na nga eh, no?
Pero alam mo, NXP Solid, on the other hand.
Does YSS make sense here? I think it does, right? It still makes sense.
It probably could.
Yeah.
Kasi if in terms of poke potential, feeling ko dun talaga magkakaroon ng solid foundation dito, yung side ng Blue Fire. NXP Solid dito, they're taking their time. Alam nila may 23 seconds pa dito. And ayaw nila magmadali. Tingnan mo, chill lang sila. Nakangiti lang sila. Ano nga ba yung magiging Chester hero dito? I think Kagura would be good.
Kagura nga, no? I think that's something that's the funny thing about Chester is ang dami niya din pwedeng i-pick. So, I think he's almost at par with Oh My Venus and Imba DJ with the amount of supports that NXP Solid can pick. Pero malay mo, tank na ano na to. I think okay na sila dito. Wow, Hayabusa on H2O. Pwede ba ma-flex to kay Renegade? Pwede ba mag-tank na lang magtangkalit na lang si Yawi, si Chester maglolita? Pwede ba yun?
It's a possibility, pero kasi masyadong matagal yun eh. Para kay masyadong matagal para kay Hayabusa na ilagay mo siya sa gilid.
Sa bagay.
Side lane.
Hindi na yun yung ginagawa ngayon.
Hindi yung usual ginagawa niya. Dati nilalagay siya doon kasi kaya niyang mag-sustain ng sarili niya doon.
Matagal, oo.
Ng matagal, na hindi siya masyado nabibigyan ng focus kasi. Pero ngayon naman, ang nangyayari kasi, yung rotations, lagi doon sa may lane na pinaka-vulnerable. And I think if you put Hayabusa doon sa lane na yun,
no? Oo.
merong time na talagang pupunta na lang dito yung mga kalaban, tapos paparusahan na lang yung Hayabusa na side lane. But still,
Speaking of parusa, mapaparusahan kaya itong Ruby pick na to? I think this might be a problem.
What do you think about the Ruby pick? Ang daming pumipili sa kanya, what do you think about it?
I think the Ruby pick is super situational. This is a pick that easily gets punished nga eh. Kaya sabi ko di ba, mapaparusahan kaya. Kasi tingin ko kayang maparusahan ng lineup ng NXP to with enough damage, especially with the Valier pick. Pero you have to take note na itong Blue Fire, they have a very tanky lineup because of the Baksha and the Ruby. Not to mention si Secret on this Yuzhong is going to be super difficult to take down as well. Tapos malikot pa Chang'e. And walang panghabol masyado yung NXP. Doon sa Chang'e kasi ang pang damage burst nila dito is mostly on the Hayabusa.
Yeah.
Right? And Hayabusa, he needs to pick. Do I just go for the Chang'e? Pag ginawa ko ito, pag ultimate ako sa Chang'e, yun na yun. Paano na si Chu? Paano na yung Lancelot? So, interestingly, tama nga, si Chester nga naglulita. And that's interesting because it's going to be Yawi on the Valier.
It's probably because hindi lang hero.
Di ba naayos?
I mean,
Feeling
it's,
ko,
it's probably
sobrang-
the most
Idol na ba to?
Ako kasi support pa rin naman para sa mata ko talaga
Support
si Lolita.
talaga si Lolita.
Support talaga
Pero
si Lolita.
hindi tank si Valier.
Oh,
So,
well,
interestingly,
tingnan natin.
let's see,
Tingnan
multi-roll.
natin.
Multi-roll is real.
Multi-roll is real. Ito na yung kasi na yung isang hero, hindi mo lang talaga siya feel.
Hindi nga talaga.
And
no?
feeling, ko, yun lang yung sinabi ni Yawi dito na.
Ayaw maglalita?
Siguro yung sinabi niya na lang, parang, di ko feel yan masyado. Sige, sabi ni Chester ako na. Parang adjust na lang. Pero support is support.
Support is support.
Support is support.
Exactly. So here we go, Blue Fire NXP Solid. Game 1, mga kaibigan. And nagkakabaliwan na agad. Sa draft pa lang. Akala ko nagkamali.
So, eto there is actually a bit of a contest dito para sa side ng NXP Solid. If you think about it, MB and the others, and ito na nga sinasabi natin dito, Chu has free reign over that. Pero kung iisipin mo dito, merong away na nangyayari sa may gitna. They can actually go for this. And look at this, Sword Rose to the dashes. Goodness gracious, Blue Fire dito, very aggressive. They punish yung ginawa ni Yawi.
Interestingly enough, I think Yawi is he had the right idea to clear it up, to clear up the wave and try to push back Blue Fire, pero nagawa nila ng paraan. And I think medyo malaking deficit yun. Pero nakabalik naman si Yawi and I think they wanna go for more.
And look at this Chu actually getting a lot of damage there. Pero tingnan natin kung paano nila kukontrolin to. And they got yung purple buff. Hindi nakuha dito ni H2O. Pero they will get 2 kills in the process. Do you think it's worth it?
Was it worth it na ibigay ang 2 kills para sa purple buff to deny H2O of that blue? I'm not sure. Actually, kasi H2O, especially since H2O got, I think, 1 kill over that, that's okay lang. I think babagal ng konti yung clear niya. Pero now, this might be a different story. I think NXP Sol actually was ahead because of that.
Now, Limbs dito, flickering in dun sa may pader. Medyo niyakap niya yung Realme dun.
Yep.
Paramdam ko medyo nayakap niya yung Realme dun. Pero it's fine. Hindi naman siya tutumba dun. And the rotation coming out from Blue Fire. Eh medyo, sabihin na lang natin, they're actually controlling the pacing of the game.
Yep.
Ngayon, NXP Solid, what do they do? Ano yung plano nila dito? Kasi si Renny J, maganda yung lane niya dito sa babae. He's actually controlling this matchup against Secret. Pero
Ayun na
another
nga.
punish na naman.
Nako, napakalaking punish dun. Especially that, since that was Gripsu getting a kill. I think, as long as Blue Fire are controlling the waves, they don't care that they're losing the team fights. Gusto lang nila i-control yung wave. And bonus na lang siguro kung makapatay sila or hindi.
And si Renny J dito, ang ganda ng pwesto niya, he's getting yung information na kailangan niya dito. They go in. He actually gets it. Chu actually gets that. Tingnan natin dito kung paano nila paparusahan to. And Chango will actually go down at the hands of the Hayabusa. Tingnan natin kung lalaban pa sila dito. Secret will just go away. Hindi na nila pipilit yung issue doon, Rockard.
Palitan ng palitan na. I think it's difficult to say who's really ahead in this game, even though, looking at the map, they are going to go for Limbs right away. The punish on that Ruby is so critical.
At nakuha pa rin ni Chu yung kanyang buff.
Palitan na
And
naman.
that is... The supports dito, medyo nagkakaroon, yung mga tanks, yung mga supports, nagkakaroon sila ng mga oras na medyo talagang na-go overextend sila. They really want to do something. But, ang pinaka-naging problema, Rockheart, is they get caught off guard.
Oh my God. Okay, pero ang maganda dito for Blue Fire is they still get that turtle buff, which denied from H2O means na hindi basta-basta maka-burst down H2O ng mga target. Although, ang maganda naman kay H2O is he got the double buff this time. So, meron ng malakas na energy regen, he could go for the bottom lane.
They could actually go for the bottom lane. That is true. Pero dun sa may taas, nagkakaroon din ng onting, not onte, pero a full-blown push on that side. Secret dito, tatakbuhin niya na lang yan. He's not going to risk that. Bibigay na lang niya. Kasi patas naman na eh. Nakuha na yung taas. So, might as well just give the bottom lane turret.
Oh, MB on the back foot. Look at that. Gripsu forced to flicker out and they are still fighting over that orange buff. Talagang ayaw nilang ibigay. kay H2O yung resources na kailangan niya para umunlad. Right now, purple lang ang hawak niya.
They know that they have to. Ito yung sinasabi natin eh. Kumbaga, kung gusto mong i-shut down yung mid lane, you get all the buffs. Pero kasi ang nangyayari dito, Rockhart, for the side of NXP Solid, yung side lanes.
Side lanes,
Yung
no?
side lanes nila matibay.
Tama.
So that means, Blue Fire dito, yes, they're answering one thing. Pero you're not looking at two things na nandito sa may gilid. Although there's another fight happening here, ayaw talaga nila magbigay ng oras para huminga.
Tama. I think what they're doing is they're
damage ito ni H2O. And ito na nga, sinasabi natin, he knows what to do at the right moments. H2O, getting 4 kills na dire-diretso dito kahit walang blue buff.
Yup, priority on to damage output. I mean, you don't need to get the buff all the time naman. As long as you can get in the position para makakaroon ng kill, okay lang yun. They're doing that right now at NXP, waiting on the turtle as it spawns.
So they actually tried to go for this. Lancelot, si Chu, wala siya sa area. And he is actually going to not be there pagkat retry dito na H2O. Pero natin na din yung Dragon. Let's see kung ano mangyayari. Look at that Phantom execution. It will hit a lot of people. Rene J will be the next target here. Secret nandun sa may pinakalikod. Let's try to see kung ano ba mangyayari dito. And look at the region coming up from Rene J. Tignan pa natin. The Sword Rose is there. The triangle motion. Pero sabi ni Secret dito, kakayanin ko pa to. But H2O has something in mind.
Nako po.
Lumabas siya, pumasok siya. Tapos lumabas siya ulit. Ang
3, bro. Round 3.
Ako hindi pa ako tapos eh.
Di ba pagod?
Ako, parang ramdam ko,
Oo.
pwede pa eh. Round 2 kaya.
I can do this all day.
Pero may round 2 pa. May round 2 pa. Mamaya pa.
Pangatlo na nga yun eh.
Actually,
Pangatlo na yun eh. Ano ba?
Parang yun ba yung pangalawang full blown?
Feeling ko eh, oo eh. Halos eh.
Sige.
Nakapag-ultimate na siya ng...
Tama.
Grabe yun. Tuwing nagko-cooldown eh, no? I like it. I like the tempo that NXP is showing right now. Blue Fire, hirap na hirap mag-keep up. Ito naman si Lims right now. Hindi din makabawas dito sa backline ng NXP kahit
Ay, that's
kitna na siya.
And Chu dito, MB, getting caught out. Nandun siya may gitna, lumuhod siya, pero hindi enough yon. And here comes H2O. Is he gonna get a lot of these kills? Phantom execution. They will actually get Lancelot, and that is going to be a triple kill for H2O.
Naikutan ng malupet ni H2O here. And I think hindi handa yung Blue Fire sa magpasok ng Hayabusa doon sa tower na yon. And that is why you pick
Hindi
this
pa
up.
tapos! Hindi pa tapos!
Walang pagod, no?
Walang...
He can do this all day.
He can do this all day, pero Gillette instant replay. Hashtag shave the day. What happened? Parang Rockhart.
I think ang big deal here is the AoE damage that was already set up by MB. Sobrang laking bagay when he was going for that top lane. Sabi ni MB, hindi ko kailangan i-take down itong mga to, pero alam kong papasok na si H2O. Kaya I just need to hold on for a bit, and then i-clean up to ng kampi ko.
And that is going to be the Numenon Blast. May stun niya pa dito rin sa Bessie Chu, pero Chester, is this worth it? That is the question. H2O going in. Tignan mo yung Micho Shower dito, nagkakabatuhan. H2O in front of 4 people. That is not where you want to be kung ikaw si H2O. Pero si MB dito sabi niya, babawi kita, pero hindi lang ako makakatay. Kasi
Yun nga
masyadong
lang.
malalim yun.
Medyo negative na yun.
Negative na. Pagka maganong kalalim, negative na yun.
Pero I think at this point, di ko alam bakit pero ba hindi pa rin ganun kalaki yung lamang sa gold. I think 1K gold is, considering ang daming nawasak sa Blue Fire, feeling ko ang daming beses nilang natalo sa teamfight. I wonder why that is.
Ramdam ko kasi dito yung NXP Solid, ni-invade talaga nila. Sinusubukan nila i-invade yung Blue Fire dito. Kumbaga, yung ginagawa kay H2O kanina na kinukuha
Sila
ng
naman.
resources, sila naman.
Oo.
So that only means, yung mga monsters mo hindi mo nagagalaw. Kasi sa totoo lang, yung Blue Fire dito, parang nagkaroon na sila ng time na hindi na sila nakakapasok dun sa base ng kabila.
That's
sa jungle
true,
pala,
that's
hindi sa
true.
base.
So wala na, hindi mo na kayang madenayan itong Hayabusa. And now, because of that, yung Hayabusa, kaya nang mag full steam ahead. Kumbaga, kaya nang dumire-diretso ng laban because the energy just keeps regenerating dahil lagi nga siyang may buff.
And alam mo, si MB dito, sabihin na lang natin, 316 ang kanyang galawan. But still, that is going to be the Festival of Blood. A lot of region coming out for his side.
Mahirap
Lims
i-take
dito
down
at a 045. Pero kasi as long as naitatrank talaga ni Lims yung mga damage output na ginagawa dito ng NXP Solid is doing his job. H2O going in. And that is the power of a Hayabusa. Ang dali niyang push ng turrets. Pero that is going to be the Lancelot going down. Tingnan mo yung secret dito. Isang dragon na lumilipad. Nag-drawing ako niyan pero muntik na akong masisante. Renny J on the other hand, pumaharap dito sa 5.
Yep.
Actually, hindi 5. 3 na lang pala.
3 na lang,
Tatlo na
pero...
lang at that point. Pero si Renny J gusto pa rin. Si Renny J gusto pa rin.
Makunat ko, yeah. Makunat si Kuya Renny J. And now, the rest of NXP, hindi naman nabawasan. Kayang-kaya lumaban sa gitna.
Oh! They actually go in. Nung nahatak, sabi niya, sige, sama kami.
Sama kami.
Bro, sama
Thank
kami
you.
dyan. Bro, sama kami dyan, ha?
Libreng flicker.
Bro, sama
Libreng
kami dyan.
flicker in, man.
Blue Fire dito, they look good dun sa early stages ng laro. Pag-usapan natin yung Blue Fire dito. Nakikipag-trade sila eh.
Paulit-ulit.
Paulit-ulit, nagagawa nila ng paraan yung mga bagay-bagay na hindi sila malamangan ng todo dito ng NXP Solid. But the thing is, yes, nakokontrol mo si H2O, but the time na nakuha ni H2O yung Shadow Kill, gumawa na si H2O ng mga paraan para makakuha siya ng sarili niyang mga kills. Ma-convert niya yung Shadow Kill na yon na every time nag-up yun, may kill siya nakukuha. And hinahanap niya lagi si Crypso.
And once Crypso goes down, actually malaking bawas din ng Blue Fire ang nawawala. Eh, mapapansin mo, that's been happening and Secret naman, hindi din makapagtagal sa gitna ng labanan dahil kayang-kaya siya ng damage output ni Yawi and ni MB.
So, right now, Blue Fire, do you have what it takes? That is the question. Secret dito, tingnan natin kung paano niya haharapan dito NXP Solid. Feeling ko, si Secret dito yung may napakalaking role. Kasi kailangan niya gamitin yung Dragon. Yung Dragon nahahawi sa lahat.
Tama. Pero ang problema, yung Dragon, ang lambot ngayon. Pansin mo?
Huwag mo sabihin sa akin.
Hindi kasi yung bawas, hindi yan matangke. Usually yung pag dragon form, di ba? Hindi kayang ang kunat yan. Pero kanina nang lambot dahil kay H2O and kay Yawi. Grabe talaga.
Alam mo, na-shadow kill din siya ni H2O eh.
Yes, yun nga yun.
Yun yung isa mga problema. Kumbaga, nagagawa naman ni Secret yung trabaho niya.
Nasa front, oo.
But, right now, bakit nga ba nagkakaroon ng onting problema dito yung side ng Blue Fire? I mean, hindi na lang konti pala to eh. Malaking problema to on their side and they actually get that pull on Chester. Pero they did not convert that into a kill.
I think yung frontline nila hirap na hirap din sa damage output ni Yawi dito sa Valir. I think kanina parang kayang pumasok ni Chu pero pinupush back siya lagi nitong si Yawi. I think nakatutok lang si Yawi either kay Chu or kay Limbs or kay Secret. And they're just ignoring Fuzoken altogether.
And look at H2O going for another shadow kill. Luminon Blast on 2. Dinominon Blast ka na. Pinuhangin ka pa. Welcome to the beach.
Welcome to the beach.
Welcome to the beach, Blue Fire.
Naku
And
po.
this might be it, ladies and gentlemen. Tingnan natin dito kung paano yung Defton ni Crypso. He doesn't have enough damage for that. MB dito, just clearing up the wave. Walang minions. Part 3.
Yep, it's time. I think this time meron ng backup from the top lane. NXP closes this out against Blue Fire 1-0 on the first game for today.
And XP Solid, this is the form na ina-expect sa kanila
Ngayon,
ng kanilang mga fans and they deliver with that dominating Game 1 action na nanggaling sa kanila.
ito na yun.
Blue Fire,
What
I
happened?
have to say, alam ko mag-agree ka din dito.
Oh,
This is more than we expected from them. Nakuha nila yung rotation na gusto nila.
meron naman eh. There's form definitely this time around with Blue Fire, right? There is form. You can see na meron silang win condition na sinusubukan gawin. Pero talagang na-outpace, kumbaga, na-outpace yung win condition na ginagawa nila over what NXP is doing. NXP is doing it, but faster. Blue Fire, no early stages, trying to deny early on yung mga buffs. It was working until kinaya na ni H2O na mag-solo, kinaya na niyang gumawa ng ibang ruta para ma-disrupt yung mga invade na ginagawa ng Blue Fire.
Indeed. Yun nga yung sinasabi natin dito. You control a lane, you control a hero, but still, if yung hero na yon knows what to do and knows what to put out sa mga oras na kailangan niya, that is going to be a very important factor para sa isang carry na mag-thrive sa mga ganitong sticky na situation.
That's right.
Side lanes are key then na huwag mo masyadong pahinain yung side lanes mo. Bigyan mo sila ng mga heroes na kaya talaga mag-thrive in those certain situations. And I think that really happened for the side of NXT
Exactly.
Solid. Pero, merong isang tao na nanonood kanina pa at tahimik lang siya dun sa likod at pakiramdam ko nagbablog siya ng mga panahon na yon. So,
Most likely.
Shinbu, ikaw na bahala. The floor is yours.
Maraming salamat sa ating mga casters and yeah, focus lang talaga ako doon sa game because that is a very interesting game, no? Mula sa Blue Fire and NXP, especially as it is highlighted by early team fights na talagang willing yung bawat team natin na makipaglaban. Anyway, let's look into the item build of the post-game, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, kung paano at ano yung naging kinahinatnan doon. As I want to actually emphasize some questions here, especially lalo pa dito sa situation natin, there are some performance rating na nakikita and that would be on to Limbs. The idea about Ruby, may nakita na merong magandang atensyon na naibibigay sa Ruby ngayon, especially sa popularity na lumalabas ngayon sa Alice. Pero even with the popularity of the Alice, actually, one viable option to work against the Alice would be of Baksha side lane, no? And makikita nyo naman dito na, feeling ko lang, this is like a force pick para sa side ni Limbs dito. Alam ko si Limbs tinamaan din siya ng malaki, especially on that autoban on the Esmeralda on the coming weeks, no? This is of course not accounting for the misperformance ng Blue Fire. Actually, Blue Fire did perform really well para sa laban na to. Napakaganda nung naging simula ng laban natin. But if you look into our post-game stats, ladies and gentlemen, here's one interesting fact. You can actually look into H2, ladies and gentlemen. And normally, when H2 is involved, mga kaibigan, itong bar na to, itong red bar na to, mataas kay H2, especially if he scales into the late game. But this time, H2 also has a yellow bar na makikita nyo ngayon sa screen nyo, and that is turret damage. Ang taas ng involvement kaagad ni H2 onto the side lanes, onto the fight. Actually, makikita nyo, ang total score dito is 24 kills ng NXP, and out of that 24 kills, 20 doon involved si H2. This is very interesting actually in characterizing H2 kasi H2 normally farms in the early game being the consistent player and parang insurance or safety measure ng NXP. Ang isang malaking pagbabago dito at yun yung maganda, yun yung gusto natin kung fan talaga kayo ng NXP is yung you're rallying behind NXP at kailangan nyo lumaban. So, kailangan ng pagbabago. And right now, there is actually a shift in playstyle here of H2 being so involved in the early game whereas ang insurance naman for the late game is actually of Renny J. Pag sumilip actually tayo doon sa ating smart highlights, mga kaibigan, is that makikita nyo that for the most part, yung mga laban natin, yes, it is kind of a brawlish fight where everyone is actually involved sa mga laban natin. But if you look at here, palaging sa side lane, huling dumadating talaga si Renny J dito, no? Actually, may mga labans pa na nangyari doon sa ating mga bandang top lane, ibang bahagi ng ating mapa, but it doesn't matter. For the most part, Renny J or at least one member dito ng NXP would be involved in farming. Kaya naman, kahit may mga back and forth swings tayo, sa mga unang minuto ng ating laro mga tol, okay lang yon para sa NXP. Actually, feeling ko, willing lang din talaga lumaban yung NXP dito. You know, gauging also and willing to participate in the fight. Na yung Blue Fire, gusto dalagin para sa kanila. Pero nung nagsimula yung top lane clash na yun, kung saan nakakuha actually si H2 ng triple kill, of which matutuwa na tayo. Ito kasi yung prolonged fight kung saan H2 was able to use his quad shadow, no, on the later part, at napahaba yun. Pero ito, this was a very good play na pinasa ni MB, mga tol. And you can actually observe here that mula doon kay Limbs, mula doon kay Kribzu, at mula doon kay Chester. If you look at MB here, ladies and gentlemen, he will be dishing out a big AoE damage para dito so that H2 can easily follow up, ladies and gentlemen, for that triple kill. Look at that. Sabi, kung kaya busa ka, men, ano pang hihilingin mo, diba? Pasok na pasok. Ladies and gentlemen, and that's how it's done. For that part then, hindi ko yata nakita si Renny J, but because he is also forcing the issue on the other part of the lanes. At yun yung nakakatawa, no? Without a doubt, mga kaibigan, balik na naman tayo. This is a very classic collection para kay H2, ang inyong MVP, ladies and gentlemen. So, napakalinis. Very good start dito para sa NXP. But it's also a very interesting start as well. Para syempre doon sa Blue Fire. They're very willing to fight. And if a team is willing to fight with them, makikita nyo that it will turn out to be a very fun match. Nakakatuwa na punong-puno ng mga laban at bakbakan. So, ayan. Mga kaibigan, of course, unang laban pa lang naman yan, mga tol. Unang laban pa lang naman yan, mga tol. And we still have one game for this series. So, konting break time muna tayo. Sabi ko sa inyo, manood kayo lagi ng segment na to kasi maganda ang bigayan natin dito. Ayan, we have our codes going on there. And of course, hindi ko kontrolado yung bilis niyan. So, as it flashes, i-type nyo na yan. My pro tip is picturean nyo na
no? Picturean nyo na, mga tol. What I have here is actually the Realme X3 na may napakagandang camera, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very fitting para kumuha ng picture para doon sa giveaway. Ladies and gents. Alright, so of course we also have our mythical raffle draw going on. And of course we are on week 5. So ito ang pipilapan nyo para dito sa ating week 6. Mga kaibigan, ang sumali sa ating raffle draw, umabot hanggang sa 17,942 raffle entries. So ang dami nating magandang bigayan for that. I would suggest always join those raffle draws. At pag nakakolekta kayo ng 5, kasali kayo doon sa ating regular season full mythical raffle draw. So, let's see. You know, I would wish for more. Alam naman natin na talagang parang underdog talaga yung Blue Fire dito against NXP. Pero maganda na mas marami pa silang hinga at mas marami pa silang buga na pwedeng ibigay against NXP. And it would turn out to be a very fun match. At siguro kahit man sabihin natin na parang check na yung Blue Fire dito sa regular season natin, at least they have moments, they have highlights na matatandaan para sa MPL. Ipasa na natin to sa ating mga casters, of course. Take it away.
Madaming buga at madaming hinga. Medyo
Pinaka-actus
disturbing
yun,
lang yung pinakadulong part. But still,
okay na eh.
I think it's fine. Sabi nga ni Shinbu, doon sa mga multiple na labans, talagang
Plural.
nag-shine dito. Yung
S
side,
kasi may plural.
yung next place solid. I think one of the main factors here for the teams is the idea of knowing when to fight. And sinabi nga natin dito, consistent si H2O. Consistent yung bata, hindi siya yung sobrang explosive na nakikita mo na usually may malaking play na nangyayari out of nowhere. Itong batang to, para siyang alam mo yon, performs day in and day out. Kumbaga parang siya yung yung sa mga gym, yung first one to go in, last one to leave. Mga ganon.
Gets ko yun. Because I think I can see what you're saying where H2O is not that, di siya ma-showboat.
Di siya
ma-place.
Oo.
Pero consistent na tuwing sasali siya sa team fight, like Shinbu said, 50% kill participation where kalahati ng mga laban nandun siya, may ambag siya sa kalahati ng laban na yun. Laging may nangyaring mabuti para sa NXP. And they're getting gold. They're getting tempo. Nakakuha sila ng map control dahil sa mga ginagawa ni H2O around the field. And I think that's very good. So, maganda nga na ilagay si H2O sa mga hero tulad ni Hayabusa na mabilis umikot sa mapa at yun nga ang nangyayari.
And game 1 is over. Let's head on to game number 2. Ang tanong, madadala ba ng Blue Fire itong series ito to a game number 3? Or will history repeat itself? Magiging 2-0 ba ulit ang pangalawa nilang paghaharap dito?
Deja vu?
Sa week
Deja vu ba?
5. I mean, it could happen. It is a possibility. But the thing is, Rockhart, there are signs of life para sa ng Blue Fire. Natalo man sila doon, still, nakitaan mo na sumasabay sila.
A big difference from the usual na Blue Fire na talagang all the way down. Like, they keep trying to do something, they fall flat on their faces. This time, they actually look like parang may apoy. Talaga may nakita ng apoy mula sa malayo.
Buhangin lang pala yung kailangan.
Buhangin
lang pala yung kailangan.
Pangpatay pala sa apoy, buhangin talaga, no?
Pero alam mo, Blue Fire, it is what it is. They look promising, but they need to deliver. And, nakangiti sila ngayon. They know, they probably talked about it kung yung naging error sila. Kamunti ka na nakikita natin eh. And Chu versus H2O, sabihin ko sa'yo, may nakikita ka eh. May kayang ibuga. May kayang ibuga si Chu. So, that is really promising for the side of Blue Fire. But right now, all those promises can be put onto hold by the side of NXP Solid dahil lang kaya nila i-take yung series ito to a 2-0.
That's right. So, the draft is going to be important kasi yung draft kanina, may nagawang napaganda yung NXP, which is to get the Valir. At di lang Valir, dinagay pa nila kay Yawi. Because of the Valir, hindi makagalaw yung Lancelot ni Chu kanina. Pati si Secret, hirap na hirap pumuesto para makapag-lifesteal. And I think overall, yun yung naging susi sa panalo ng NXP kanina. Yung mga picks na ganun, na panggulatan picks, na hindi mo alam kung bakit yun yung pinik, and they make it work.
And sa totoo lang, kapag ka-bully lane ang usapan dito, you would really like NXP Solid to get this Uranus. It's probably MB, it's probably Renny J. Hindi natin alam kung sino pa yung gagamitin nila dyan. This could be a very flex pick para sa side nila. Pero for Blue Fire dito, they got the Yuzhong and the Tams. They are really happy with that. Pero kasi NXP Solid, nakuha nila yung Uranus eh.
Yeah.
And ibig sabihin ngayon for Blue Fire, merong adjustment na mangyayari na sa kanila for the next pick dito on their side.
I think so. I think NXP's next picks are going to be very easy for them, I think. Valier na naman would be good, pero they don't need to pick it up right away. Unless, baka masabihin lang, baka nabasa kaya ng Blue Fire yung pag-pick natin sa pulang apoy ni Valier. No? And that's a possibility. I think if they pick up the Valier, it's going to do well as well dito sa lineup. Well as well. Kasi ganito yun eh. Ang magiging picks dito ng Blue Fire might be, the third pick might be either Lancelot or Ling para kay si Chu. Pero,
Ano yun?
yun na, sa Lancelot nga ni, sinabi ko, Lancelot ni Secret. Tapos ikaw, ni Chu, ikaw. May sinasabi ka eh.
Medyo nagulat lang ako eh. Kasi, hindi usually nabibigyan ng priority na ganito kataas ang isang Atlas. You would see Atlas na sa 4th, 5th pick, but never on the first 2 picks. So, NXP Solid dito, they have something in mind. Let's see kung ano yung iniisip nila. But the bans are gonna come out right now. It's going to be Blue Fire banning out still the Ling. It's, alam mo, at this point, dahil dalawang beses na nila binan, parang ano eh, ayaw lang talaga nila makatapat. Although they have a counter in terms of getting the purple buff. Ano mo yun, parang siniset up mo na lang sa sarili mo na ayaw na namin makipag-deal sa isang makulit na hero. So, tanggalin na natin yung for the side of Blue Fire.
This is actually good for NXP. Ang isip kasi ng NXP siguro, yung Atlas binaban ng Blue Fire on the 4th and 5th ban. So might as well kunin natin ngayon pa lang, tapos mag-adjust na lang tayo dun sa carry natin, which is nakita naman natin na kayang-kayang magbuhat ni H2O on the Hayabusa. Expect nyo yung Blue Fire to either ban that or yung YSS, which is, I don't know kung mababan pa nila yung YSS because definitely whatever yung maging last ban of Blue Fire will be a carry ban. And NXP, they still want to remove a strong support. And I wonder what that is. Uy, X-Borg ang binan ng Blue Fire.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, yung combination lang din. Yung Last Insanity tapos
Fatal Links, yeah.
Napakalaking bagay nun. And with 2 strong side laners onto the side of Blue Fire, ang ginawa nila, tinanggal na nila yung Digi just for safety. Kasi yun yung isa mga makings ng mga gandang Digi setup eh.
Yeah, panggulo lang.
Panggulo ka lang and yung side lanes mo malakas.
And no more, kahit ma-Fatal Links kayo, wala kayong tagaligtas. Wala kayong time journey na pagligtas.
No, that is true.
Diba?
That is true.
So, good thing na yun for NXP. And now, again, wala na silang way para ma-block yung magiging carry pick ni H2O dito. He has, ang dami niyang options. Either, pwede siya mag-YSS, pwede siya Hayabusa. Pero Valier is still a really big possibility here.
Alam mo, sa totoo lang, sa nakikita ko ngayon, inaantay na lang netong NXP Solid yung ipipick pang-apat netong Blue Fire. Kasi if this is a mage, pakiramdam ko pwede sila mag-Hellcurt dito eh.
Oh, that's true.
They can go for a Yi Sun Shin and a Hellcurt.
Hindi pa tayo tapos sa side laner natin.
Kumbaga, in terms of vision game, Rockhart, meron kang Chang'o, meron kang YSS, tapos meron kang Hellcurt. Pwedeng maging trend yun for them.
So, isip mo, YSS Hellcurt.
Pwede.
Sounds like
it could be. Pero kasi, tingnan natin dito kung ano yung adjustment na gagawin nila. And they actually go for another
YSS.
Ayaw na nila mag-YSS.
Oo.
Okay. Mas stable actually. I like it. Hindi sila kasing explosive ng mga usual na pinipili na NXP Solid. Kasi you would actually think that NXP Solid would go for that YSS. Tapos, yung Hellcurt. But now, nakikita mo yung adjustment na ginagawa nila. There's a bit of a change in terms of drafting na hindi mo na lang makukuha yun dahil gusto mo.
Tama.
It's more in the idea na bigay natin to kasi ito yung mga usual at yung mga successful heroes yan.
Yeah,
I like it.
AOE damage para sa NXP Solid. The big combo. Fatal Links into Meteor Shower plus, syempre, Alice all around. Looking good for NXP and going to be the last pick here is the Baksha. Interesting. Kasi hindi ko masyadong... I guess, just for the Alice, gustong huntingin ng Baksha magdamag si Alice. I don't know if that makes sense for me. Pero Blue Fire's gonna go for it and they look like they're happy with their picks. Tignan natin kung gagana dito.
I'm actually waiting for yung kanilang mga spells dito. I think Purify or Flicker.
Maximum
Yung
purify
mga gamit
dito
dito
para kay
for
Blue
both
Fire.
teams. I think ito talaga isa sa mga literal na bagay na kailangan nila abangan. I got it right now. Tingnan natin kung ano kinuha nila. Hindi pa pala talaga. Hindi pa pala to yun.
Oo,
Okay, ito. Okay.
Sige lang, yan
And puro sila flicker.
Yeah, lots
Puro
of
sila flicker.
flickers.
Lots of flickers. Ayaw nila. 3 flicker. Meron
Wala man lang isang naka-purify,
Meron kay... alam mo yun, kasi yung Purify, it doesn't really solve the problem. Nandun ka pa rin kayo sa vicinity.
Mahuhuli
ka pa rin.
Oo.
So, ibig sabihin, meron si Yuzhong na flicker dito. Si Kripsu meron din. At si Lims.
Let's go into this game. Game 2, NXP Solid versus Blue Fire. Close out na kaya ng NXP to? Because I think it's a good possibility considering right now, they look like they have a pretty comfortable pick still. Pero I still kind of miss the YSS here. Pero let's see if H2O can make the Hayabusa work. Round 2. 2 times the charm. Close it out.
And looking at it, ito may malaking emphasis dito into getting the level 4 para sa mga supports. NXP Solid, kailangan nila ibigay agad kay Chang'o yung Meteor Shower nila because they know that they need that certain buff para dito. Kaya they need that certain skill pala para kay Chang'o. But looking at it, tignan mo sila H2O dito kung anong ginawa nila. They went straight for that orange buff sa may side ng kalaban.
Uy, Chester, grabe naman. Galit na galit. Laban agad. And Kripsu, very, very low. Lives in front as well. Looks like Blue Fire is now going to be the ones on the driver's seat with the first blood on H2O.
And that is going to be the first blood. And titignan mo dito, the thing na nangyari dito for the side of Blue Fire, they went straight for that purple buff and they go for another punish. Blue Fire dito getting 2 kills.
Wow.
And man, oh man, that is going to be big kills onto the side of NXP Solid. That was a delay on H2O.
Yeah, ang laking bagay nung delay din as well as the buffs. I'm not sure if H2O still has any buffs in that one because na-clear out siya. So, it's gonna be a long early game here for NXP.
Oh, MB getting the shorter end of the stick doon sa engagement na yon. And that is going to be another pick-off for the side of Blue Fire. Ito yung sinasabi natin. Merong glimmer of hope for the side of Blue Fire. Kasi nakukuha nila yung rotation nila sa early game. Hindi lang nila napapanghawakan yun against sa side ng NXP Solid.
And I think dun lumalakas, dun nagpapakitang gilas yung NXP. Yung after nitong early game nito, even though ma-behind kami, paano ba kami makabawi? Diba? So, abangan nyo yun mga kaibigan. And NXP looks like gusto nilang i-offset yung weaknesses ni Hayabusa by grouping up together sa mid lane. So, magte-trio muna kami, ikot muna kami. Hindi muna pwedeng solo-solo.
Okay. So, ako naniniwala nga ako, Rocker, kailangan mag-ingat ni Kripsu dito eh. There were a lot of kills given kay H2O dahil nahuhuli yung si Kripsu kanina. So, feeling ko medyo kailangan maiwan dito or mag-isip dito si Kripsu kung paano niya ipupwesta yung sarili niya because earlier, talaga nahuhuli siya na siya lang yung mismong target ng shadow kill.
And Kripsu is going to be, I think this time around, a bit safer kasi Fuzaken's gonna be, nakita niyo yung nangyari kanina di ba? So Fuzaken's going to be more alert and blocking out para kay Kripsu and yung Valier talaga, it's very difficult to deal with. Like kita mo naman, even NXP, nagkakagamit lang ng Valier. They're having a hard time dealing with Kripsu although right now, hindi sila nagmamaasim masyado.
That is actually a good observation from Rockhart. Still, there is this thing about Blue Fire na ito din yung ginawa nila kaya they still go for it and the retributions are thrown out. The question is, kay Yawi actually napunta yung buff. Kay Yawi napunta yung buff. So, ibig sabihin, pinersa nila si H2O, gumamit ng retribution. They got something out of it, but still, kay Yawi napunta eh. You would actually prefer na mapunta yun kay H2O. Pero a kill onto the top lane dito kay MB. And another kill onto the middle lane doon sa may side brush netong mid lane na to. They actually get 2 kills at that point. At different points of the map, Limbs dito nagiging aggressive na. I think Blue Fire is being confident sa lahat na ginagawa nila.
Sa ngayon, di ba? I think alam nilang kaya naman natin mag-survive and wala masyadong threat kay H2O kasi right now, he's only level 6 with Creep Chu already at level 8.
Creep Chu?
Creep Chu.
Creep Chu. Well, that could be actually combination. Pero mapipilitan si Yawi dito gamitin yung flicker. And that is still going to be a thing na kailangan bantayan. And there is going to be a pause.
Saan kaya nanggagaling yung apoy ng Blue Fire na ganito, no? Kasi
Sa Balir.
Sa Balir. Talaga, no? Tsaka kay Limbs.
Oo naman.
Yung side lane ni Limbs, it's actually surprising that he's winning on that lane considering katapat niya is medyo solid din na side laner.
What you really have to look out for kasi dito kay Alice is yung Flowing Blood. After the Flowing Blood, I don't really think that he can out-damage etong isang Stamps. Kasi yung Stamps, innately, kaya niya din mag-regen para sa sarili niya. So, looking at it, dapat nananalo talaga dito si Limbs. And this is good for Limbs. Kasi kahit papaano, week 1 to week 4, hindi niya makuha yung confidence niya, hindi niya mapakita yung lakas niya talaga dito. But right now, at least he's given, breathing room, kumbaga, para makapag-set up kahit papaano. Pero kasi, ang kailangan bantayan dito for NXP Solid is nag-scale kasi sila.
Yun. I think, especially even if lumamang si Secret, ay si Chu sa early game, kayang mahabol. I think we've seen H2O na paulit-ulit na nakabawi siya from big deficits. That's just the nature of H2O, no? Nature na niya na makabawi eventually as long as the game can progress to the late game.
Pero kasi kailangan din, hindi din bigyan ng Blue Fire na pagkakataon makabawi sa H2O. Kasi nakita nila yung game number 1, yung Chang'o, tinarget, hindi makalaban si Chang'o. And that led to them actually giving back the ball. Or napasa nila uli yung bola dito sa side ng NXP Solid. So, now, hinahanap ni H2O yung opening na yun. I'm sure hinahanap niya yun sa side niya. He's trying to get it from Crypt. Kasi alam natin si Crypt talaga dito yung pinakamagandang target for him. So right now, they're looking at it. Nag-iisip na sila kung paano nga ba natin lulusutan to. For you, if gusto dito ng NXP Solid makabawi dito sa deficit na binigay sa kanila ng Blue Fire, how do you deal with this?
Para makabawi sa deficit nila right now, I think you just need to spam the wave clear, no? I think the wave clear is so important and you will have to concede some objectives. At this point, pag pinoyes na nila lumaban, they will definitely lose. Like what's happening right now.
Oh, Chester Don getting 2 on that ultimate. Fatal Links. Ang ganda sana, pero there was no follow-up. Wala si Rene J Don, and that is going to be a pick-off onto the side of Blue Fire. Ito lang yung pinaka-nagiging story dito. Blue Fire umiikot, NXP nahuhuli.
Yep. Over and over again. They just need to avoid fighting and they need to get H2O. Kailangan nila ma-focus yung farm ni H2O right now. Pati si Secret lamang na sa kanya sa level.
Turtle kinukuha dito. Look at Secret. He's actually trying to zone out etong mga tao dito. And this is bad for the side of NXP Solid. Kapag kayo mga side laners pinuntahan nung carry at sila yung nabubuli, even if it's a 2v1, medyo dun na nagkakaroon ng clear lead. Kasi kung titignan mo dito ngayon, in terms of gold, 6K ang kalamangan dito ng Blue Fire.
6K gold at 5.5 minutes. Napakabilis nun. That is scary. Especially if right now with Chu on that turtle buff. Naku po, napaka-update nito. Lance level 11. Kaya namang take down ng mga low-level targets. Especially level 6 lang si Yawi ngayon. That is not good for NXP.
Chester dito pulling the trigger on that ultimate. And that is going to be the opening na hinanap dito ng Blue Fire. This might be a push going to their side and probably another objective na minamata nila sa baba kasi nung nakita nilang ginamit yung Fatal Link, sabi it's go time. Snap na. Oras na. Laban. Wala nang ulti.
You know what's super surprising dito is sinasadya ba nila mag-swap role ngayon si Yawi tsaka si Chester, no?
But possible kasi kung nakikita mo kung paano mag-tank dito yung two players, I think this is the certain adjustment na binigay sa kanila ng team.
Interesting.
Kumbaga, Yawi, ikaw mag-support. Ikaw mag-Chang'o, ikaw gumamit nito lahat. Chester yung maging initiator natin.
Tignan natin
Nasa
kung ano
captain,
mangyayari.
pinapakita ni Chester na versatile siya. Pero look at this ultimate. Ito na ata ang hinahanap na laban, mga kaibigan ng Blue Fire. Pero look at this. The damage just way too low to the side of NXP Solid. Hindi nila kinakaya. Chu dito, tinusok-tusok si MB.
Tusok-tusok. Naku po, ito na yung puncture. Okay, so, kamusta naman si Chu? I think maximum na yung ultimate niya. Phantom Execute will hurt even more. Ang gaging problema dito is how do you take this down? How do you chase this? Let's see, look at the Judat instant replay. Yung front line ng Blue Fire this time, mas solid compared to last game.
And looking at this replay, nakita mo doon na talagang naisip na nila na gusto nila kunin yung laban na yun kasi ang ganda ng Fatal Links eh. But the thing is, yung combo mo wala. Yung combo mo wala doon. It could have been Renny J at that point on, dealing damage. At si Cripso dito nakuha na yung kanyang Durance.
Yup, hindi ba natin nakita yung Wobo combo ng NXP? Yung yung Fatal Links into Yawi, into Renny J, wala pang ganun kasi hindi pa sila confident and nakakatakot yung assassination capabilities nitong si Chu sa Lancelot. So hindi sila makaset up na maayos.
So now, yung mapa nandito na side nasa side ng Blue Fire. NXP Solid dito, they're trying to regain it back. Pero kasi talagang nakasetup na dito yung Blue Fire na sila na ang magmamando netong laro. Chester, nahuli siya sa isang masamang lugar and that is going to be an overextend. But look at this, H2O. Hindi niya alam kung saan siya magde-def. Ang daming nangyayari sa mapa dito. Looking at it, Renny J, hindi pa siya nakakasali sa isang laban dito.
Hindi pa talaga kasi hindi din siya makapasok ng solid. I don't think kompleto pa yung winter truncheon niya. And even if mag-winter truncheon ka sa gitna ng kalaban mo, what if you're not doing enough damage? Hindi ka din makasurvive. Yun siguro iniisip niya kaya hindi siya makapasok talaga. Hirap na ang NXP mga kaibigan with an 11k gold.
May requirement kasi na kailangan si Alice dito para makapasok siya. Kailangan makita niya muna na natulak na ni Cripso.
Oo, kasi sayang lang yung pasok niya kung ganun.
Pagka nag-flowing blood siya, umabot siya dun sa mga tao at natulak siya ni Cripso.
Wala din.
There's a chance na baka mawala yung buong ultimate niya at hindi maging komportable na yung buong team niya na lumaban just because nawala yung ultimate niya na yun.
Kaya hindi din siya maka-lifesteal kasi tinulak siya out of place. Wala siya sa posisyon.
And Chester dito, siya na naman na naparusahan. That was a very good ultimate coming out from him pero hindi talaga mabakapan. Fuzaken dito actually getting a lot of those slashes sa shadow kill pero it's not really enough. Hindi talaga tumatama or hindi tumutugma yung damage output dito ng NXP Solid sa kailangan nila.
I think sobrang kulang nung overall magic damage nila from Renny J and Yawi.
And
so, kung may papanalong game ang Blue Fire ngayong season na to ulit, ito na siguro yun.
And this could be the stop sa drought na nangyayari sa side ng Blue Fire. They're actually going for the Lord. H2O, nandun sa may vicinity, they actually locate him. And this is going to be the Lord going to the side of Blue Fire. Tingnan natin kung paano gagalaw dito yung side ng NXP Solid. How will they deal with this? Fuzaken dito, humaharap niya sa lahat and 108. Wala pang napapatay dito yung side ng NXP Solid.
0 kills so far. At 10 minutes, 13,000 na ang lawang ng Blue Fire. At naglalakad ng Lord sa top lane, mga kaibigan. Ito na ba yun? Well, ang tanong Blue Fire kaya ba nilang ma-close out to? Kasi yun din isa sa mga weakness ng Blue Fire nakita natin. Wala pa nung unang
This could go to a game number 3. Right now, tinitignan natin yung stats, Rockhart. Tinitignan natin yung game, yung pacing. It's safe to say. It's probably safe to say na pwedeng pumunta to sa game number 3 kasi yung lead, 15k. Yung towers, 6-0. Yung Lord, 0-1.
Malaking bagay yun. Malaking bagay yun. Tignan natin Here we go again for the siege. Top lane Lord. Ito na ba ang laban na hinahanap ng Blue Fire? Camera, let's go.
Camera, let's go. Pero nandito si Chester sa may gitna. Natulak siya pabalik. They go in. Chester dito pinarusahan na naman. Chu on the back line. Na-takedown na nila dito yung Atlas and they don't want more. They go straight for the next turret. Dito sa may gitna. Is this the way na hinahanap nila? Renny J dito pumasok ng blood but still, that is not going to be enough. H2O will go down. Chu dito going ham. Phantom execution. Tingnan natin mga kaibigan. Renny J dito pinipilit niya lang kontrolin yung side dito ng Blue Fire but Renny J can't really do anything kasi hindi pa siya nag-i-scale.
Not scaled enough. Minion wave
And
lang.
this!
Minion wave. Walang minions and they will be able to defend. At least for now, Yawi left alone. Chester. 2v5 mga kaibigan.
This might be it, ladies and gentlemen. Walang minions dito. Nagagawa na NXP Solid na i-delay yung mga bagay-bagay dito for the side of Blue Fire, pero they cannot go for another pick-up dito. If they do, magkakaroon sila ng problema. Yawi dito, dumayag na yung jump, pero hindi yata kakayanin. Blue Fire wins game number 2. And the drought for that win is over for the side of Blue Fire.
Finals na!
And look at the dance coming out from Fuzak.
Wala ng finals. Umiyak na si Chumit. Payak na.
Going at it.
Ito panalo nila.
Going at it, ladies and gentlemen. Yung
They
Blue
can't
Fire
believe
dito.
it.
Yung Blue Fire dito, men. Ako nagsasabi sa'yo. Ang daming pinagdaanan, ang daming bagay na sinasabi sa kanila. And they get this win. Nakausap ko yung mga players dito, sinasabi nila lagi na ang hirap na kapag ganito yung nangyayari sa inyo.
Parang payak na sila.
Tignan mo, sa sobrang saya nila, pinanood
nila yung live.
Naka-delay yan.
Oo, may delay yan ha.
Pinanood nila, pinapanood nila, sabi nila, nanalo din tayo. Last time na nanalo tayo.
Kahit na may 5 minutes delay, sige, panood natin ang
Pero
nangyari.
still, Rockard, this doesn't change the fact na hindi pa rin nananalo dito yung Blue Fire.
Hindi pa tapos.
Ng isang series. Hindi pa tapos.
Yata,
Hindi. Hindi pa. Masaya lang talaga sila. Dahil nanalo sila. But still, NXP Solid can take this series to a 2-1. Or Blue Fire. Ngayon, napakita din natin na ganun din yung setup nila. I just feel na there is hope for side of Blue Fire. And we are all hyped kasi this might be the chance na baka dito na matapos yung drought na tinatawag natin na sila na lang halos, Blue Fire na lang halos yung hindi na nanalo ng series dito. Pero bago natin pag-usapan yung lahat, pasa muna natin kay Shin Bushin. Natapos na din yung drought. Anong masasabi mo?
Kakaiba-ibang klase si Ginoong Valdez, no? Hari ng Game 3 talaga, even capable of delivering this series towards the game number 3. Ito ang solo analyst segment, ladies and gentlemen, at game number 2 na nanalo ang Blue Fire against NXP. At pasimulan natin yun syempre doon sa ating item build ulit, no? Silipin natin, same person I will be pointing out to, and I think I would point out towards Limbs, no? Yung pagpili ng thumbs kay Limbs, napakalayo. I think he would have a very, very strong performance here on this thumbs. Correct nga, no? Second, actually, to the MVP ng running game natin. Hindi na sorpresa yung carry na magkaroon naman ng MVP mark talaga. But Limbs on thumbs, that is a comfort pick, I might say, di ba? Kaya naman minsan mas pinaprioritize pa nga ang pagpili ng thumbs o Khalid kaysa sa Yuzong, which we think is actually a very high priority ban, no? Pero yun din ang kakaiba dito sa NXP. Binibigay talaga nila yung Yuzong, which has been impactful din naman doon sa game number 1 natin. Hindi na natin sisilipin yung stats dito ng NXP. I mean, that is clearly kita-kita. I mean, hindi na tayo mag-nitpick, no, kung ano man yung kamalian na nangyari dun sa NXP. Although, gusto ko lang i-pinpoint na marahil yung swap kay Chester tsaka kay Yawi dito in terms of role, ladies and gentlemen, is probably because of Yawi's performances on the Atlas based din dun sa mga previous na laban nila. He actually has a good amount of face check, no, on his tanks and especially on this Atlas nga. Kaya naman siguro nag-decide din yung NXP na baguhin yung lineup nila. Totally understandable, especially if you're trying to discover something about your team, lalo na kung galing kayo sa slump. Pero ito, kakaiba talaga to. This is supposed to be a confidence game para sa NXP na ngayon nasa momentum na ng Blue Fire. Now, on to our post-game stats, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. You can actually see the impact of Limbs on that, no? We got Joe on the Lancelot without a doubt. Pero susunod nga sa kanya ay si Limbs din. Hindi nga lang red bars yung makikita mo kay Limbs dito, pati na rin yellow bars. Clearly establishing na mula kay Limbs, merong clear tayong pressure na nakukuha mula dito sa Blue Fire. Also want to emphasize din, no, yung early game rotation natin. Maaari na tayo sumilip siguro dun sa ating smart highlights. So, pero dun sa early game rotation natin, Gusto ko lang sana mapaalala sa inyo kung paano nag-rotate sila Lims tsaka si Cripso dito. Napakatalino nun eh. These are the highlights that you are seeing right now, no? Pero gusto ko lang i-emphasize yung early fights na nangyari sa laro natin, kung saan nabigyan ng isang death kaagad si H2 sa laro natin. Ang ginawa is with Cripso tsaka si Lims, they actually went for that bottom lane. Kinuha nila yung buff nila. Habang si Chu naman, diniretso na rin yung buff ni Chu. You know, itong laban na to na napapanood nyo ngayon, these are of course highlights na pinapakita ng Blue Fire. Pero this reminds me of that match between Aether Minden and Finesse Solid, no? Noon sa Season 3, where you have really nothing to lose. Diba? You really have nothing to lose. Grabe yung losing streak nyo. Inipon niya talaga. Tama nga yung sinabi ni Secret. Okay lang matalo, as long as natututo ka. And I think this is it. This is the manifestation of that para dito sa panalong nakuha nito ng Blue Fire. Although, game number 2 pa lang naman, mga kaibigan, and we still have a series to go for that one. And of course, the biggest congratulations din syempre para kay Chu. Actually finding his group as well for that team. Also want to emphasize, no, kung papansinin nyo rin at papanoorin yung camera ng Blue Fire dito. Yung parang impact na nibibigay ni Fuzaken. Fuzaken finally stepped in recently sa mga huling laban ng Blue Fire. And it seems na nasa notes ko mismo talaga nakalagay, nag-e-enjoy yung Blue Fire ng tunay dito. I'm not so sure if that enjoyment, that spirit for the team was led on by Cedric, by Fuzaken, no? Pero it does look like, you know, may impact yon. And yeah, things are looking so good para dito sa Blue Fire, mga tol. And biggest question right now, because this series of what is supposed to be lista mo na yan, set in stone game, no? Na para dapat sa NXP ay nakuha na ang atensyon ng mga pro teams natin. Ang unang series win nga ba ng Blue Fire ay makukuha against NXP? Napakalaking katanungan nun. We have our bonus giveaway code, ladies and gentlemen. Siyempre, dahil nga na-achieve natin yung ating mga raffle entries, kaya naman maganda yung bigayan natin. Again, picturean nyo na yan, kunin nyo na yan. At siyempre, wag nyong kalimutan na fill upan itong ating mythical raffle draw, no? At bit.ly/MRD-W6. Real talk lang, pag ang isang team, di ba, underperforming, alam nyo na yan eh, kahit ano pang laro yan, kahit anong sports pa yan, hindi ko gusto sabihin boring, no? Pero hindi talaga exciting kapag alam mo na kung ano yung magiging resulta. And now, we have a game number 3 on the series between NXP and Blue Fire. That is a very, very strong performance there by Blue Fire. Still, they have so many losses to recuperate actually. So, to maybe rebuild the confidence, no, ng mga tao para sa Blue Fire dito. Pero, clearly, there is the question. May napakalaking katanungan na, mga tol. Okay? At siguro bilang question natin, here's a little fun fact para sa Blue Fire at sa katanungan din ni Paring Butters. Alam nyo ba na kung bakit napakainit ng Blue Fire? No? It's because Blue Fire is actually yung apoy, no, sa gas stove. Yun yung may maraming oxygen na part, no? And oxygen or gases burns faster at mas mainit kumpara sa mga organic materials. Sana nakadagdag yun sa inyong kaalaman. Kasama ng mga nalaman dito sa ating solo analyst segment ngayon, diskubrihin natin at alamin natin kung ano ang kakahinatnan nitong ating series. Casters, kayo naman.
Okay.
Napag-google ako dun ha. Google ko nga. Teka lang, Shinbu
that is actually true. Sasabihin ko, Shinbu, tama ka. For some reason, nabilib ako sa'yo. Tama ka doon.
Nakakabilib, oh.
Oxygen
Totoo nga.
ang kailangan nila.
Totoo nga.
And,
They need oxygen. Kailangan nila huminga.
Kailangan nila huminga. And they got the breather. They needed just this certain vitamin C.
Oh, hangin pa sa beach yan.
Hangin pa sa beach. But still, NXP solid dito. This is a big blow para sa kanila. They did not expect this to happen. You at home, I'm pretty sure you did not expect this to happen.
Wala, I don't think anyone did.
Walang nag-expect nito. Even we didn't expect this looking
Pati
at
sila
the
Wolf tsaka
stats.
sila
Hindi
Manjin.
rin na-expect ni Wolf tsaka nila Manjin.
Gulat na gulat.
Nandun sila sa
Oo.
side. And nakikita
They
namin
can't
sila,
believe it.
tumatalon din sila. And that's the thing. This is what's beautiful about MPL na with this certain setup na ginagawa natin ngayon na 2 beses nagtatagpo yung mga teams, there are some lessons along the way. So, meron tayong clear gauge dito on how we do things for NXP Solid. But to be honest, for Blue Fire, the clear thing is they're in a slump. Nahihirapan sila kunin yung panalo na yon. And right now, against all odds, they defy that.
They did.
In front of everyone.
So I think that's the defining factor for a team that has nothing to win, ay nothing to lose, 'di ba?
Oh.
Ito na 'yun eh. You're back against a wall. Ito wala ka ng choice. You have to win or you'll drown. And they choose to win. So may nilabas pa silang factor. And I think that is admirable, at least for Blue Fire, 'di ba?
Yun yung isa sa mga nakikita ko dito. At least Blue Fire hindi pa sila nawawala sa kapit.
Meron pa rin naman.
Kumbaga nakakapit pa rin sila. Although sobrang nagkaroon ng problema talaga into just, getting the things na gusto nilang mangyari para sa side nila. But you know what? Sabi nila dito, we can still prove ourselves.
Yep, absolutely.
At kung nakikita nyo naman yung itsura dito ng NXP Solid, hindi naman sila threatened in any way. You can just
they feel like, bakit ba? 1-1 pa lang naman. Ba't
1-1 pa lang
tumatal
naman.
na agad kayo?
Oo nga eh,
Parang
diba?
ganun, di ba?
Okay nga eh, kumbaga.
But why are you jumping for joy?
I mean, at the same time, kung nanonood na sila doon, pakiramdam natin, pwede pa naman natin sila gulatin din sa game number 3.
hindi pa tapos.
So it's not really a factor here of just winning one game. I mean, that's good for the side of, for Blue Fire. Kasi nakuha nila yung isang game na kailangan nila.
Oo,
This might be the stepping stone to the next win sa kailangan nila.
Yes.
Pero kasi, ang kailangan isipin dito, hindi naman din hahayaan ng NXP Solid mangyari lahat yung
Yes.
bagay.
And wala silang chance sa 2-0, obviously. So, hindi sila pwedeng maasim ng sobra.
Oo, diba?
Diba? So, we are not done yet. We are heading into Game 3 very soon. I'm sure excited na kayo lahat sa draft na yon. Abangan nyo yun. Pero I think one point that we have to note here na ginagawa ng NXP is they are letting go of the Yuzhong all the time na. Wala silang pake sa Yuzhong. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think for the side of NXP Solid, they need to ban it out. Nabigay nila ng dalawang beses, nagkaroon sila ng problema sa early game ng dalawang beses din. Although nagkaroon ng little bit of openings dito for the side of Blue Fire kasi kaya naglutasan nila. Pero nung pangalawang game, nagawa pa rin uli ng Blue Fire yun. It's totoo lang for the side of NXP Solid, ang nangyari is, sinubukan nila hanapan ng remedyo. Pero kasi hindi na binigay ng Blue Fire yung opening na yun.
Oo, yung Lolo Remedyo hinahanap nila. No?
Tama naman.
So I think it's going to be a very important factor dito yung bans na. Magbabago ba yung bans dito? Kasi right now, it looks just the same as Game 1. Which is, they are removing the Uranus. Sabi yata nila, parang hindi yata gana yung Uranus kanina, Tola. Feeling ko, out muna tayo dun eh.
Well, alam mo, hindi pa rin natatanggalin ng NXP Solid.
Di ba?
They know the capabilities of that certain hero. And
Malayo
to be honest, kailangan lang nila dito isipin na it's just one win. It's
not even a series win.
It's not even a series win.
Oo.
Kasi nanalo na rin naman dati ang Blue Fire ng isang beses. Although, after nun, may drought na sobrang haba.
Tagal. Oo.
Sobrang tagal na, alam mo yun, sa pakiramdam mo sa pro player, nakainom ka ng tubig. Uhaw na uhaw ka.
Yep.
Nakainom ka ng tubig.
Ganito pala feeling ng manalo, parang ganun. After a long time, it's been a long day. So, di ba, without a win, which is very, if you're a player, and maka-lose streak ka ng ganong katagal, rank games pala, mag-lose streak ka ng 5 dyan, magwawala ka na eh. Imagine yung feeling ng Blue Fire. 4 na linggo, 3 linggo silang hindi na nanalo, tapos ngayon lang ulit. Kaya hindi mo talaga masisi na ganun yung feeling nila. Akala nila nag-champion na ng S6 agad. Pero
tignan natin, alam mo, at times, sabihin ko sa'yo dito, nakaalala mo dati, yung team ni Crip. Yun talaga, wala.
As in
wala.
As in, walang-wala.
So, ibig sabihin, for him, etong setup na to, it's too familiar.
Oh.
So, talagang literal na, alam mo yun, mapapatalon ka, mapapahiyaw ka. Pero for the side of Blue Fire dito, I'm pretty sure, Secret will be the ones Secret and Kripsu ang pipili dito. And they go for Chu and Kripsu on that Valir and that Lancelot. They give out that Lancelot ulit. Blue Fire dito, hindi talaga nila priority yung Yuzhong na yan.
Wala
so sabi nila dito,
ban na
sige,
lang
huwag na
natin
natin ibigay. Ban na lang natin.
Baka malason pa tayo eh.
Ito, si Reyna J nakuha yung hero niya. Nakuha niya yung show. And sabihin na lang natin na this is more, this is faster to get the power spike compared to Anales.
Totoo yun. Totoo yun. I think this is gonna be a different way. Plus, ito yung mga heroes na kaya paglugi na kayo, kaya nyo umakyat sa top lane, sa bot lane, kaya mag-cut ng mabilis, and it can threaten your lineup. I think Renegade has done that many times ngayong season na to, and I won't be surprised. Plus, Link pa. So yun yung sinasabi ko, yung mga cut sa top tsaka sa bot lane, mangyayari yun paulit-ulit sa game na to. Expect nyo yan. Which means, mas mahihirapan lalo yung Blue Fire na matapusin yung game. Kanina pa lang, parang medyo may konting hirap na, di ba? Although sobrang lamang nila. What more now na may mga super split pushers on the side of NXP Solid na kayang gawin yun paulit-ulit. We'll have to wait and see because that's gonna be a very... Yung closing pa rin yun pa, yung pagsara pa rin ng laro ang pinaka-weakness, di ba? Ng NXP, ng Blue Fire. Na kayang-kayang gawin ng NXP Solid, they can do that to you all day long.
All day long indeed. Alam mo, Rockhart, this is actually a good draft coming out from NXP Solid. Ramdam ko yung pagiging komportable nila dito sa first 3 picks na nakuha nila. Although for Blue Fire dito, they're just waiting for the proper time na magkaroon sila talaga ng time makuha yung kanilang mga tanks dito. And yung isang side lane. Pero alam mo, yung Kagura kasi napakasakit sa ulo din kasi sa isang Valor niyan eh.
Totoo. Not to mention kay Fams. I think ang ginagawa ng Blue Fire dito, alam mo sinabi natin bago magsimula yung araw na to, wala pa silang actual ng mga signature hero. Sabi nila, subukan natin ulitin yung lineup kanina. Same na same yung first 3 picks nila eh. So, ang problema lang ngayon, wala silang Yuzhong. So, kailangan nilang gawan ng paraan yun. What are they gonna sub into the Yuzhong that is going to work? Ano yung magandang substitute kay Yuzhong, man?
There is still multiple heroes on the side lane na pwede pa nilang kunin. I mean, the Ruby is still there kung gusto nila uli yun. Pero feeling ko kung may gagamit dito ng Ruby on their side, bigay nila kay Secret. Kasi
feeling ko itigil na yung Ruby.
Alam mo, ramdam ko hindi rin talaga kasi gumagana yung Ruby for their side sa Blue Fire. Pero kasi, kung yun yung pinractice nila, yun yung pinractice nila eh. Di ba?
Wala tayong no choice. Wala tayong no choice
ganun talaga. Pero, for NXP Solid, Grak ang kinuha nila dito. And that is a Yawi hero.
Welcome back kay Grak.
Ako ramdam ko Yawi hero to eh. So, ibig sabihin,
hindi naman wala ng support Yawi.
Ibig sabihin, wala na siguro support Yawi. Or, ito talaga yung hinahanap nilang timpla. Chester pa rin ang gagamit. Who knows?
Ako, hindi ako masusurprise kung mag-ano na naman sila dito. I-try nilang mag-Chang'e ulit. Hindi naman siya na-ban. So, it's one thing na kayang umabot. Kaya niyang maabot si Kripsu doon sa Valir. Kaya niyang maabot si Lims. Kaya niyang matulak si Lims pabalik. I think yun yung kulang nila ngayon eh. Akai with the pick. Fuzak can go and old school dito sa Akai na to. Said, wala na akong maisip na ibang tangke. Let's go for the big boy.
And it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Blue Fire dito with Akai. Secret dito, getting that Balmond. Yes, that is actually a good pick. Kasi nandyan si Khalid. So, dalawang Beyblade ang pinili nila dito halos.
Yep, it's gonna be a Beyblade battle. Let it rip! Pero si MB makikiikot din yan for sure. Tsaka si I wonder if si Yawi na talaga to, or si Chester. So, mag-grak. So, hindi pa tapos ang pick sa NXP. I still think it will be an even fight after this last pick. They need more damage. A lineup of NXP Solid needs more early game damage. If not, ano pa ba? Ano ba pwede na i-pick dito?
I think Chang'e is going to be the pick talaga.
Alam ko, magpapalit pa tayo. Yun na talaga yun.
Ramdam na ramdam ko na Chang'e na lang talaga yung hero na pwede mong kunin dito. Although, you really have to look out for Fuzakin. Kasi itong Akai ni Fuzakin, dati nung Season 4, sinasabi natin na hindi na talaga gana dito yung Akai. Pero napagana niya pa rin. And you really need to look out for this guy kasi ito yung isa sa mga comfort heroes niya. Hindi masyadong nagpa-face sila YOLO doon. Sabi nila YOLO, sige, gawin nyo na. Maganda yung draft nyo ngayon. Kayo na ang hawak niyan. Ganito na lang siguro yung dapat nyo gawin. And binigay nyo na lahat ng pointers niya dito for the side of NXP Solid. For the side of Blue Fire, paramdam ko kailangan nila gawin dito is wag muna sila magpakayat sa emosyon. Yes, nanalo kayo. Yes, nanalo sila. Pero kasi kapag ka masyado kang naging maligalig, baka may mga galaw kang magawa na alam mo yun, masobrahan yung confidence mo.
Yeah.
So, for Blue Fire dito, the point is to not really be overconfident, and for NXP Solid, mag-chill lang sila kasi isang game lang yun at hindi series.
Yep.
Pwede pa nila baliktarin yung mga pangyayari dito.
And I think that is a big possibility going into Game 3, mga kaibigan. NXP Solid versus Blue Fire. Ito naman, ang mangyayari naman dito ngayon is H2O, Yawi is back on the tank and Chester on the Chang'e. So we are back to normal, back to basics, ika nga nila. Para sa NXP Solid.
And look at this, hindi masyado magbibigay kahit papano dito ng opening yung NXP Solid. Yun yung maganda sa dalawang nila dito. Sa dalawang tank nila dito, yung tank support setup nila. At least kasi sila yung may kapangyarihan mag-go for the invade. Pero ang sabi naman dito ng Blue Fire, alam na namin mag-invade kayo eh. So, imimirror na lang namin yan. Pupuntahan namin yung kabilang side.
Trade na lang kasi
Trade na lang
hindi
tayo.
pwede. Lintik lang walang ganti, di ba?
Oo, pero tama naman. Tama naman. Okay, so, nakikita natin yung mirror na ginawa nila. I think this is a good job for both teams to actually, paano ko ba sabihin to? Set up bago yung kalaban nila. Kasi naging preemptive dito yung NXP Solid eh. Sabi nila, mag-invade tayo. Unahan natin sila mag-clear. Mas malakas tayo mag-clear.
Pabilisan.
Graph, tsaka Chang'e. Napakabilis mag-clear.
Pabilisan yan.
Ang gagawin nila, pupunta sila agad doon. Nung nakita ng Blue Fire na, nandun na
Teka,
sila
may
sa side
mali,
natin. Huwag na natin ipilit, nakapwesto
Let's
na
go.
sila. Doon na tayo sa may kabila. Hindi na naman nila kaya iprotektahan din yun kasi 3 tao na yun nasa other side.
Yeah, it's a normal way to deal with the invade. You know what? Do an invade of your own, and I think that's very smart here, coming from both of these teams. You can really tell that they're trying to go back to basics. Hindi dito yung mga flashy plays, hindi dito yung mga old school na gulatan. Ito, talagang palitan na lang ng suntok na nangyayari. Diba? It's a very good thing. For both of these teams, they are going back to the usual. So wala pa mangyayari dito na kababalaghan sa ngayon. Pero expect that to change later on, especially considering na ang gusto ko dito nangyari sa NXP, they're back to their comfort role. Ang laki ng difference from Yawi as a support, from Yawi as a tank.
Gumana naman siya ng game number 1
game 1, pero iba yung pakiramdam eh. Pag pinapanood mo siya.
Oo, di ba? Medyo sabihin na lang natin, hindi siya usual na nakikita mo. And that's actually correct. I do agree with you on that, Rockhard. Pero kasi, ang thing is, para sa akin, gumana kasi ng game number 1.
Kaya pinilit talaga nila ang game.
Alam mo yun, may part sa akin na nagsasabi na, baka hindi mo talaga pwedeng sabihin na dahil doon sa setup o sa pagpalit nila ng role, kaya medyo naging rough yung game number 2. I think it's because of the things or the heroes din na napili nila. Kasi, nag-pop off si Lims eh. Yun yung nakuha ni Lims. Nakuha ni Lims yung pag-pop off niya. Si Chu has been very consistent din naman. Ang ganda ng performance niya nung game number 1. Nakuha niya yung dapat lahat nakawin.
Yeah, at least nung una.
Diba?
Pero I think after that.
After nun, hindi na nila nahawakan,
consistency
diba?
din ni Chu, isang questionable para sa akin eh. Pero the thing is, tama nga. I think the picks is important. Si Lims yung hindi natin napapansin lagi na feel ko siya din yung big difference maker para sa Blue Fire.
I mean, sa totoo lang, gusto din
Pansin
natin
mo?
pansinin si Lims.
Oo.
Kaso kasi, if you're not really performing that well,
Ang
in a
hirap.
way, ang hirap mo din bigyan ng spotlight.
I see what you mean.
Diba?
Okay,
So, we try to look at each player as much as possible. Pero, if that player isn't really doing that well at that time on, alam mo yun, parang hirap din bigyan ng emphasis.
Hirap i-hype.
O, diba? Ang hirap i-hype.
Tama.
Pero this is a good move coming out from from NXP Solid kasi na-realize nila na nakuha na talaga dito nung side, nung Blue Fire, etong buff nila sa may gilid. And kung napapansin mo, mas mabilis pa nga nila nakuha, na-take yung buff na yon. Just because this is still a Lancelot.
Yeah, positioning and yung bilis yung mag-rotate with the puncture. It's something that you cannot really take away from a Lancelot. So we are back here on a bit of an equilibrium sa unang minuto ng game. Secret, kamusta kaya mag-basketball to? Kaya mag-ball nito mamaya?
Secret Valdebole.
Oo,
Pwede naman. Pwede
kaya.
naman.
Kasi
Ako-
hindi ko pa siya masyadong nano dito sa
Ako
Balmond.
naman, tatandaan mo, bilog ang bola.
Totoo naman.
Bilog ang bola, matagal na natin sinasabi yan. And kung papansinin mo kasi dito, kung bakit isa sa mga magagandang picks dito ang Balmond, syempre, the Khaled is there. Pero kasi, isa pang factor is napaka-sustainable ng isang Balmond sa
Ayun,
lane.
Yeah, they
Pero-
still want to keep going there, and the sustain is difficult to achieve, especially yung sustain na sa passive ni Balmond is from kills. So Secret needs to try to focus on getting those kills if he wants to really pop off as a Balmond. I think nakita natin yun with a few games last week. Balmond's really carried games hard, and I think this could be this could be a pretty similar experience for Secret as long as makipagkaya niya makipagsabayan sa tempo, sa bilis ng laro nila Chu at nila Lims.
Pero ito napapansin mo dito yung pwestuhan ng mga teams. Kung paano nila i-set up yung sarili nila dun sa mga gubat ng isa't isa. Ngayon, gray dito yung mga circles ng mga buffs. So that means 15 seconds
Time
na
to
lang.
go back.
Mag-up na sila. And that is the thing about these buffs. Kapag nakita nyo na yan, it's about time for these teams to actually set themselves up na maprotektahan nila yung mga buff nila or doon sila paprotekta doon nila kukunin yung buff nila at aayusin nila or pupunta sila sa engage.
Pwestuhan. At sa pwestuhan naman, feeling ko na una ngayon ang NXP. Nasa gitna silang lahat halos and they are making sure na hindi nakapwesto ang Blue Fire to take those buffs.
Pero si Reyna J dito going for Lim. Si Yawi naman dito lumaban. There's the Contract Inferno. And here comes H2O with the help. They will get the first blood. NXP solid dito. Solid rotation from Yawi and H2O.
Yep, Tempest of Blades right there actually just for the assist. Will be able to at least push back the Blue Fire to make sure na hindi sila maka-invade. The Secret yata natulak palabas ng bush will still actually be able to survive though wala pang solid na damage output ang NXP for now. Pero right now ginagawa nila pwestuhan na the Lord Crave so ang nahuli naman.
Napilitan siya mag-flicker doon. If he was gonna use the flicker, in a way, mas maganda sana kung nagamit niya na mas maaga because at that point on, parang nag-soak up
Wala
ng
na
damage
kaya ka na mahabol eh.
Keep in mind lang guys kung bakit ko sinabi yon is because meron tayong link. Na ang link kasi kapag nakita niyo na mababa yung buhay mo at those points of the game.
Mabilis yan. Matinik yan.
Mabilis yan pumunta sa area mo. So you really need to look out for your HP bar dito. Kasi once na makita ni H2O na mababa yan, more or less, ladies and gentlemen, tatalon yan.
Yep. Alam mo yan, Matic. Ang dami mo na experience for sure na Ling na tumatalon na lang sa mukha mo.
Walang gumagamit.
Wala sa malayo, di ba?
Yung dalawang carry ng Sen Esports, yung Shinbo, tsaka yung puro marksman si Lina lang. Yung Ling, nagmamakaawa na ako, aralin nyo naman.
Wala ba tayo dyan? Wala talaga.
Ayaw talaga.
Plain Ling na gagawin natin.
Sabi ni Shinbo, as long as daw walang pana si Ling, hindi niya daw kukunin.
Tama.
Kailangan, ang requirement may pana.
So, mahirap pilitin si Shinbu na mag-Ling. Pero okay lang yan. Kaya tropa yan eh, di ba? Kaya natin yan. Kaya buhatin ni Butters yan.
Pero alam mo, H2O, ikaw yung nagbubuhat, ano sinasabi mo? H2O dito, yung start niya for a Ling versus Lancelot matchup is above average. Kung isipin mo, talagang literal na magandang setup para sa kanya. Kung napapansin mo yung mga dating Ling na match, yung Execration versus Blacklist, kung naalala mo yun, yung literal na nakuha nila yung Ling, pero nagkaroon ng differences or nagkaroon ng pressure dito for H2O si Hate na mawalan siya ng purple buff. But the thing is, Fuzaken here, hindi niya masasalba yung kanyang teammate.
Yes.
And Lims will go down. Lims dito, yung kung gaano kaganda yung kanyang game number 2. Game number 3.
Ganong kalala.
0-3 na siya dito.
Sobrang lala and BNK, Blue Fire, they are losing out on a lot of tempo, forcing yung flicker din paatras. Kaya mo bang matakbuhan si Khalid na rumaragagas? Rumaragasa.
Alam ko medyo mahirap ang Tagalog. Okay.
Pasensya.
Ganun talaga. Okay lang yan.
It's live.
It's live indeed. Pero alam mo, ito Yawi dito, you can see the difference.
Ang laki ng pagkakaiba.
Ang laki ng pagkakaiba in terms of confidence dito. And I feel na yung Grok kasi ngayon hindi na siya masyado tinitignan. Pero kasi pagka-capable, yung mga taong humahawak niyang rock na yan. Ako, ang mga naisip ko ngayon na pwede gumamit ng rock, sa totoo lang, eto si Yawi, si Lasty still there. Pero kasi yung ibang teams kasi parang hindi nila binibigyan ng certain emphasis dito, yung rock. So, what do you think about it?
You know what's funny? I think Fuzakin could have actually grokked as well. Pero nawawalan talaga sila ng focus dun sa mga yan, no? And I think this time, ang ganda ng ikot. Ang ganda ng ikot na ginagawa ng NXP compared to Game 2, where they are really relying on the call of the Chang'e. This time, yung Chang'e talaga yung susundan. Compared to kanina si Yawi, mostly on nung naka-Valir si Yawi, mostly taga-hawi lang talaga siya, taga-tulak. This time, yung ikot ni Chang'e sinusunod ng NXP at nagmumukha talaga silang may direction sa mapa compared to Game 2.
So, the thing is, Blue Fire here and NXP Solid, nakukuha naman nila yung gusto nila ngayon. But still, there is this difference talaga na nakukuha na NXP Solid yung mga heroes sa trip nila. And look at this, sobrang chill nila, hindi sila masyado gumagalaw. Si Yawi talaga dito, nakataas na lang yung kamay niya. And alam mo yun, parang sabi niya, sige, chill lang tayo, wag masyado magpadala sa emosyon. Kasi game 2 pa lang yun eh.
Game 2
Si
pa lang
Ginoong
yun,
Valdez,
wala yun.
tumawag pa lang kasi si Ginoong Valdez.
Ano ba sabi?
Dalhin mong game 3. O, dinala nila ng game 3.
Oh, yun nga yun.
Pero kasi si Ginoong Valdez, paminsan, hindi gumagana kapag best of 3 na. Kasi yun na lang yung pinakadulo eh.
Yun na yun eh, manonood ka na lang.
O, kumbaga, pagka sinabi ni Ginoong Valdez na dalhin mong game 4, yung BO3, medyo niloloko niya na Ginoong Valdez yung sarili niya sa panahon na yun.
Oo, tama. So we are back, by the way. Sorry for that technical pause. We are back here in NXP. Galit pa rin on the bot lane. Galit na galit. Raging Sandstorm sa ilalim ng Torre Secret. With a little counter, wala namang magaganap. Here we go. Ladies and gents, H2O wala nang nakapansin at big difference from earlier. Ngayon, full access naman si H2O sa kanyang mga buffs.
And, yeah, I mean, si Krebso dito isn't as effective nung game number 2. Pinapakita niya dito on this Valir. Fuzakin dito, nagamit na yung Hurricane Dance niya. And that's the time na makikita mo si H2O na papasok siya agad. And nakikita mo kung paano ginagawa ni H2O yung mga bagay dito.
Yep.
Once na makita niya yung Hurricane Dance na okay na, instant pasok eh. Alam, ang bilis ng utak eh. Ang bilis ng utak niya na mag-process na, go time na. Pero kasi at that point on, walang follow up sa kanya. So, binugaw niya lang.
Ang hirap din para kay Fuzakin namang huli sa Hurricane Dance. Sa totoo lang eh. Kasi, hindi mo basta-basta ma-lockdown si Cho. Hindi mo basta-basta ma-lockdown si H2O. Ang pinaka-target mo dito, either Chester or MP. Si Yawi, hindi mo din naman makukulong yan because of power of nature tsaka sa passive ni Grok. Diba? So, hindi kasing effective yung akay ni Fuzakin dito sa game na to. Kaya hindi ako sobrang na-hype din sa last pick niya.
Ito And the TPs are coming out. Recall na lang ang ginagawa ng mga teams dito. Ling,
ako tinatanggap na
ewan
yata
ko,
ng Blue Fire.
Feeling ko dapat hindi sila tumatambay dyan eh.
Oo eh.
Kasi yung NXP Solid, they have the liberty, they have the freedom
Sila
to
okay
do that.
lang.
Okay lang kasi nasa kanila yung lamang. Pero for Blue Fire ngayon,
tipihan ka ng ganyan.
Kailangan nilang humanap ng paraan para makabawi dito kasi yung turtle up na eh.
Ewan ko lang kasi yung turtle, ayan na, wala nang kakatipin nyo dyan, wala nang nag-check sa turtle, di ba? Wala nang nakaikot, wala man lang naka-segue.
So, ibig sabihin, habang nangyayari lahat ng TP na yon, natanggal si Lim sa taas, na-takedown siya, 0-4 na siya ngayon, tapos yung turtle nawala pa sa kamay niya.
Yes, and you didn't even make a push on the bottom lane. That is a big blunder. So, totoo lang. In NXP, they're capitalizing. Talagang, kung enjoy kayo, sige, enjoyin nyo na. Enjoyin nyo na yan. Kasi most likely, panalo na kami dito. Parang ganun.
Ito yung tinatawag nating emosyon. Na pakiramdam ko na blind eh. Pero kailangan umisin ng Blue Fire dito kung gusto nila pa mabaliktad to. Pero kasi kung alam mo yun, mind games din kasi to eh. Sa totoo lang, tinamay ginagawa na
ginagawa, imbis na mag-clear siya dun sa baba, subukan niya lumabas.
I mean, hindi mo din masisik. And ako hindi ko masisikret. Baka talagang nag-aasakan lang sila kasi magkaibigan sila. Or talagang sumasagot lang ng TP dito, sila Kripsu at si Secret. But still, you have to make the most out of this game.
I think sa akin, for me, natanggap niya yata ng Blue Fire na this is it eh. So,
Well, ako, ang gusto ko lang sabihin, hanggat hindi natutumba yung base,
May pag-asa.
may pag-asa.
1% chance man yan. 1% pa rin yan.
1% chance is still 1%.
Still 1, di ba?
It's, alam mo yun, kumbaga kailangan lang nila
Ilaban
dito.
mo dapat na ilaban.
lang nila.
Maximum.
Oo.
Ewan ko lang.
So, 40 seconds, still the Lord is up. I think NXP Solid, yun na lang yung pinaka-inaantay nila dito.
Yep.
Winter Truncheon on Tripsu, that is good para hindi siya matalunan dito or na matalunan ni H2O or mabatuhan ng Meteor Shower ni Chester. So, things are looking grim for the side of Blue Fire, pero alam mo yon, through items, nagagawa na nila ng paraan yung mga bagay-bagay. But still, it's pretty clear, ladies and gentlemen, na NXP Solid dito can get that win at hindi na nga kinailangan ng Winter Truncheon kasi tumba pa rin siya in a few strikes ng isang Ling dito.
And a few strikes is all that Ling needs right now. Renegade, gandang sipa, pero nakatakas pa rin si Chu doon sa gitna. Now it's going to be the Lord take. I think 9-0 so far. Magbibigay kaya ng kill ang NXP.
Kailan mo dito si Baldibolin. Si Baldibolin nandun sa may gilid!
Way too late.
Kala ko hanggang rebound lang pala. Kala ko kaya nang dumakdak
Hindi kaya dumakdak,
Rebound lang pala. Pero ito, Fuzaken dito trying to
Wala
go
siyang
for that
mahuhuli,
hurricane dance. Hindi niya mahuhuli yan
Wala
as
talaga
long
eh.
as hindi sila yung nasa pwesto.
Hindi kaya. Walang nullified yung Akai pick dito sa game na to. Dapat yata hindi na pinik ni Fuzaken yun. Kasi there's just no way he's gonna catch anyone. Except if si MB lang ang kaya mahuli and MB doesn't care. Like, I don't know, man.
So nakikita mo dito sila Yawi, as in literal, ang ginagawa ni Yawi buong magdamag, minamind games niya na tong kalaban nila.
Only mind games.
Only mind games, only emotes.
Yeah.
Only!
Only talaga eh. I think that's it. Mahirap. Actually,
Okay.
Good luck kay Shinbu mag-analyze dito mamaya.
So this is going to be a big win for the side of NXP Solid. Katulad nga ng sinabi natin, confidence game etong series na to. So, this time around, they get a kill on Fuzaken. Secret dito.
0-13. Road to 0-14 na naman.
Pwede nilang ibalik yung favor. Kung kanina 0-14 sila, hindi ko lang talaga binanggit. Right now, they can actually return the favor. And it's a 0-13. NXP Solid wins this series 2-1.
And the drought is over for NXP.
The drought is over. They had a bit of a hard time nung game number 2. But with the adjustments at naging komportable sila sa mga bagay-bagay na ginawa nila, it led them to win game number 3. Ito yung sinasabi natin, the drought of the win, that single game win is over for the side of Blue Fire. Pero kasi ang problema, Rakard, wala pa rin doon yung series win na hinahanap
Oo nga, wala pa rin talaga.
Wala. I mean,